Welcome you all once again on our YouTube channel guys, and here comes our all Beyblades QR codes from alphabet A to Z, which are going to be working for all years of generation. So just scan them out and get your collection full. Just get all the Beyblades by scanning all the QR codes. Well, let's start it out. So before starting our main part of the video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and also click on that bell notification icon so that whenever I upload a new video you will get the notification. And you can also join our channel guys to support us. You can simply just click on that join button and give us donations, which will help us to improve our video quality and to bring you bass and many videos more and more. So with that, let's move on to our main part of the video guys. So here we are guys, back in our Beyblade Burst QR app, and here comes our very first QR code, which is of Abyss Divolos, and this is the very first Beyblade of alphabet A. Just to get the Beyblade you need to just scan the QR code which is given in the left corner of this video. So just give it a scan and you will get this Beyblade for your Beyblade Burst QR app. With this simple damaging finish, we got our Beyblade for our Beyblade Burst QR app. Moving on to our next one guys, we got the Astral's Prison S7, and this is really beautiful one and obviously a great balance type Beyblade, like really hyped at the time when it was released. So to get this one you need to scan the QR code obviously given in the left corner of this video, and you will get this Beyblade for your Beyblade Burst QR app. Well, moving on to our next one guys, we got for ourselves Ace Dragon Drake version. Well, this is really strong one, attack type Beyblade and really heavy one. As you guys know, Ace Dragon Beyblades are really heavy, so this is one of them. So yeah, give it a scan to the QR code and you will get this Beyblade for your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here. Okay, here we have is the Abyss Fafnir F6 Wheel Evolution is the full name of this Beyblade, and obviously you get a free disc with it. So yeah, it's a benefit from the QR code. Just scan the QR code and you will get both of these. So 75% damage to the opponent Beyblade, and with this damaging finish we got our Beyblade for our Beyblade Burst QR app. So now let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here to offer. Okay, so here we go. Now we have is the Air Knight K4 12 Expand Eternal S is the full name of this Beyblade guys. Really beautiful one, obviously Air Knight Beyblade. So yeah, it's gonna be fly in the air. So just scan the QR code and you will get this Air Knight K4 Beyblade for your Beyblade Burst QR app. Well, this is the blue version to be certain. And moving on to our next one, now we got the original color combination which like released in the anime, or like anime accurate color you can say it. So this is the Air Knight K4 12 Expand Eternal S Blue, well, blue version. So yeah, give it a scan to the QR code and you will get this Beyblade definitely for your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here. So here we have is the Air Knight. Okay, Air Knight K5. Now it's the upgraded version of that Air Knight K4. Now this is in like light green in color, or we can say dark green as well in the bottom. So yeah, just give the scan to the QR code and you will get this Air Knight K4 Beyblade for your Beyblade Burst QR app. So moving on to the next one guys, let's see what we have here to offer to all of you. So here we go. Okay, just if we see the parts of this Beyblade, these are just basic ones. So moving on to the next one guys, we got Amatorius A3 Aero Dash Angle and then Anchor. Well, is the full name of this Beyblade. I like the parts of the Beyblade, like just see the avatar man, it's supremely powerful. And here comes the grinder. With this grinder we got our Amatorius A3 for our Beyblade Burst QR app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here to offer to all of you guys. So here we go. Here we have is the Anubius. So it's a very basic Bey. Anubius A2 Yell Orbit is the full name of this Beyblade, and it is pretty awesome. Just the basic colors because it was like of alphabet A, so I had to add this one in the Beyblade Burst app, or we can say in this video. So just scan the QR code if you want to get this one, then you will get this Beyblade. So moving on to our next one, we got ourselves Anubius A2, but this time it's the Egyptian shining gold color. So yeah, this one looks like more premium than the previous one. So to get this one, you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade for your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So that's the beauty of this pair, really amazing just because of the color combination. I like it. Moving on to the next one, guys, we got the final upgrade Beyblade of Anubius A6. 13 Fusion SP is the full name of this Beyblade, and there are like only I think 3-4 Anubius Beyblades, and this is like the strongest one among all. So just scan the QR code and you will get Anubius A6, the final formation of Anubius Beyblade for your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Moving on to the next one, guys, we got ourselves Aqua X Spiral Trap Tune T4 7 SLS is the full name of this pay, and this is really premium, man. Perfect 100% finish, 75% damage, and with this damaging finish we got ourselves this Beyblade. With that, let's move on to the next one. Let's see what we have here. Now we have is the Asteroid Zeutron Z5 for Meteor Revolve. Well is the full name of this Beyblade, and definitely a beauty bay, man. Just scan the QR code and you will definitely get this bay for your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So yeah, amazing, really. So with that, let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here for our next one. So here we go, guys, we got Ambush Nidhogg N8 for our Beyblade Burst Quad Strike series, and obviously a Nidhogg Beyblade. So yeah, animation is just supremely amazing. To get this Beyblade, you just need to scan the QR code and this special move can be yours with this Beyblade. Just scan the QR code and you will get this pay. So moving on to the next one, guys, let's see what we have here. So here we have is again a Ambush Beyblade, but this time it's Ambush Achilles A8. So yeah, it's like different from the previous one because it has like the balance type mode in it, and in the previous one we got that Ambush Nidhogg. So yeah, there's difference in the avatar and special move and everything like that. So just scan both the Beyblades and you will get both the base for your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. So that is it. Here comes our very first Beyblade of Alphabet B. Well, how we can forget a Brave Valtryek in this video. So here it comes very first, Brave Valtryek B6, and with this perfect 100% finish, we're gonna get this Beyblade for our Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. It really is one of the best and most popular Valtryek we can say till now. So moving on to our next one, guys, we got another Beyblade. Here we have is Balkesh B3, and obviously a devilish look of this Beyblade makes it super amazing and must want to have. So just scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade for your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Now here comes the upgrade of that Balkesh. Now we have here is the Balkesh B5. So yeah, you can scan this one or that one, that's your choice, but this one is more stronger because you know it's upgraded version. So Balkesh B5, here we go. Just with this simple finish we get this Beyblade for our Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Moving on to the next one, guys, we got here is the Balor B4, and Spiral S is the full name of this Beyblade, guys. So to get this Beyblade, you just need to scan the QR code given in the left corner of this video as usual, so that you can get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. So moving on to the next one, guys, we got here is the Bahamut Cyclops C5. Converting Vetter H is the full name of this Beyblade. So yeah, really beautiful one, and actually it looks like an ancient giant. So that's the whole gimmick of this Beyblade, or we can say whole theme of this Beyblade. So moving on to the next one, guys, we got here is the Berserk Baldero B7, purplish and reddish in color, and definitely a must-one Beyblade to have. It came during the time of Beyblade Burst Quad Drive, and now we are getting it at the end of the series. So really a great Beyblade to have. Just scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade for your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Well, this is a balance type Beyblade, so yeah, that's a good one for balance type ones. So moving on to the next one, guys, we got a Berserk Lin1 L7 FQQ Fusion Q Hunter G05 is the full name of this pay, and definitely a masterpiece Beyblade, guys. just this one released like the stock combo, and after that the derivatives comes. So yeah, this one is the stock one, so you can get definitely this one. Moving on to the next one guys, we got for ourselves Betromoth B2 Downliner is the full name of this pay, and obviously with this simple scan to the QR code you will get this Beyblade for your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So let's see what the next one. Okay, next one is also a Betromoth, but this time we have another recolor of it. Well, this one is the Heavy Hold Green is the full name of this Beyblade if we save out the derivative of Betromoth. So yeah, just scan the QR code and you will get this paid definitely. Now moving on to the next one, we got the purple crimson color of Betromoth P2. It's heavy hold purple, so like it's crimson purple. So just scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade obviously. Now moving on to the next one, let's see what we have here this time. Okay, it is the final form of Betromoth Beyblade guys. So it's Betromoth B6 Sting Mobius SP is the full name of this pay, and definitely a must one to have because it's the upgraded and the final upgraded version of that Betromoth. So now next one we have here is the Blizzard X Gaianon G4 Bun Hunter S is the full name of this Beyblade, and obviously it looks like a rock giant, something like that. So just scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade for your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So the next one we have here is the Brave Roctavor R6 Wretched Survival SP, full name of this Beyblade, and with this perfect 100% finish we get this Beyblade for our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Definitely a must one to have guys. So moving on to the next one, we got another Brave Beyblade, but this time we got Brave Setom S6 Triple Charge Metal SPM. Just see the size of this pay man, it's really chunky with the metal SPM, so definitely must one to have. So moving on to the next one, let's see what we have here to offer to all of you guys. Okay, the parts are really beautiful of this pay. Now we have is the Bushin Ashindra A5. Hurricane Keep H is the full name of this Beyblade, stock combination, and with this perfect 100% finish. What a animation man, just see the powerful animation of the special move of Bushin Ashindra. Well, if you haven't looked till now, then let's see it once again with this new Bushin Ashindra, but this time it's in red color. So yeah, okay, this time again 100% finish, and just see the animation man, it's phenomenal. I like the attack power of this Beyblade. So just scan the QR code, you can get both these Beyblades. Both the QR codes are given like in green and red one. Just scan the QR code and you will get this pay. Moving on to the next one guys, we got Roar Balkesh B7 Giga Q Zyro Q Drift Z12. Whoa man, that was really long name. So just scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade for your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Okay man, damaging, really beautiful bay. Now moving on to the next one, what we have here, another Brave Valkyrie, but this time it's Pro Series one. So it's like the Takara Tomy one in the Hasbro form, because it's like fully detailed. You can see the detailings. Like Hasbro can make Beyblades like this, so I just recommend or suggest them to make Beyblades like these for like stock ones. Definitely a good QR code and a Beyblade to have. So moving on to the next one guys, we got Bolt Spryzen S8, and definitely this one is the strongest balance type Beyblade made till now in the Beyblade Burst QR Strike app if we say about the normal ones. So just scan the QR code and you will get Bolt Spryzen S8 for your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app, the final form of Spryzen, and definitely you must keep this one in your catalog. And here comes our very first Beyblade of Alphabet C. Well, this is Cho Z Valtryek, and obviously one of the best and one of the most popular Valtryek here we are seeing right now. Well, there's one Brave, and after that here comes this one Cho Z Valtryek. Really amazing combination and it looks really phenomenal. Moving on to our next one guys, here we got is another Valtryek, but this time it's Cosmic Valtryek V5 Ring Trick H is the full name of this pay, and obviously this is going to be seriously amazing. As you guys can see, this is in orange color. So moving on to our next one, let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we have is the Command Valtryek V5. So already we are getting 3 Valtryek here in our C alphabet series. So this one is really chunky and bulky and looks really dope. Moving on to the next one, we got here is the Cyclone Bellfire B7. And obviously this one is the recolor version of the Cyclone, and obviously it looks premium and really amazing. Now with that, let's move on to the next one. Again we are gonna get here is the Command Dragon Vanguard. Well, this one is the strongest Command Dragon, because like you can see the size of this Beyblade, man, it's really chunky and obviously a hard hitter. So with that, let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we have is a dual layer base. So this one is Kynos Oval Gyro is the full name of this Beyblade, and just with this simple attack finish we're gonna get this bay in our Beyblade Burst QR strike cap, 75% damage, and here comes our bay. Now with that, let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we have is the Kynos C3 Flow Bearing Red is the full name of this Beyblade, and the color of this Beyblade looks like crimson red, so that's make it really amazing. Now moving on to our next one and let's see what we have here for the next one. Okay, this time we have is the Kynos C3 Flow Bearing White version. Well, this is the stock version which we see in the anime, so to get this one you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this pay as well as the before one. Now with that, let's move on to our next one. Here comes our another recolor of Kynos C3, and this time it's Guard Black, which is the full name of this pay, and definitely a tremendous Beyblade. So with that, let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we have is the Chozy Achilles 00 Dimension is the full name of this pay, and with this, let's see. Okay, 100% finish, we're gonna get our Chozy Achilles 00 Dimension is the full name of this Beyblade, man. Okay, now let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we have is the Absorb Black version of Chozy Achilles, guys. It is tremendously beautiful Beyblade, as you guys can see, and we got it too late. Still we're gonna get this pay, and with this direct finish we get this Beyblade for our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Now moving on to the next one, we get another Chozy Valtryek, but this time it's Zenith P Destroy Dash version, and this is in red color, and with this 100% finish we get this Beyblade as well. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we have is the Cognite C3 2 Meteor Hunter Dash, full name of this Beyblade, guys, and just with we got it too late. Still these gonna grind that Beyblade, and with this one we get this Beyblade for our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So just a simple scan to our next one and let's see what we get. Here we get is a Cognite C3 Grey version. Because these are recolor, I will cover them like too quick. So moving on to the next one, we get another Cognite C3, but this time it's trans version, which looks like crimson blue color actually, and definitely a beauty, man. Now moving on to the next one, we get a Command Dragon D5 Ignition H is the full name of this Beyblade, guys, and it is tremendously beautiful and obviously really heavy and chunky, as you guys can see it in the app, or we can say game. Now moving on to our next one, we get here is the Cosmic Apocalypse A5 Vanguard Coil Edge Edition. Well, this is very underrated Bey. Still, it's a very good Beyblade. If you like to keep it in your Beyblade catalog, well, that's gonna be really epic. Now moving on to the next one, guys. We got here is the Cosmic Kraken K5 Lore Velour H version. Well, this Beyblade is in blue color, so that's make it like really amazing. Now just with this sharky finish, something like that, so we gonna get this Beyblade for our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Crystal Dronzer F4 Tower S version. So finally we get ourselves a Dronzer, we can say, from the plastic generation. So really epic one, guys. Now moving on to the next one, we got here is the Curse Divolos D6 1AD Zephyr SP is the full name of this Bey, and this is the grey version of that Curse Divolos. So yeah, the parts are also different from the stock combination, and this is the stock combination of that Curse set home. And now just with the simple scan to the QR code, you're gonna get this tower Beyblade for yourself. Just scan the QR code and you will get it. Curse Set Home S6 Hurricane Universe SPM is the full name of this page, guys. Now moving on to the next one, we got here is the Cyclops C45 Fusion S is the full name of this page, and it looks like an ancient giant, and with this ancient giant finish we get this Beyblade for our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Now let's move on to the next one, guys, and let's see what we have here to offer to all of you. So here we have is the Chain Poseidon D8. Well, orange and black combination, it gives a really great vibe, and just with this perfect 100% finish, we get this Beyblade for our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So simple finish, we gonna get it. So let's move on to the next one and let's see what we have here to offer. Okay, this time we have is the Chain Kirby's K8. Well, some of the, we can say, one of the strongest defense type Beyblade ever made till now for our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. This Chain Kirby's is just phenomenal. So just scan the QR code and you will get this Chain Kirby's for yourself. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Cyclone Roctavor R7. Well, this is the stock combination. There are two QR codes you are currently seeing on your screen. Well, the upper one is for the stock combination and the lower one, I will show you what's it all about. Now when we scan the lower one, we got Cyclone Roctavor R7, but this time red black version. So you can get both versions directly by scanning 1 and 2 QR code. And here comes our very first QR code, which is of Destruction Bellfire V7, the rare edition version, which is of white color as you guys are seeing on your screen. You just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So with this simple strike we get this pay. Now moving on to our next one, guys. We have another Destruction Bellfire V7, but this time it is in original stock combination. So that is pretty awesome, and it's perfect 100% finish. With this perfect hit, we get this way for our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So that is pretty phenomenal. Now moving on to the next one, guys, we got here is the Dust Sprison S5. Infinity Keep H version is the full name of this pay, and you guys can see that the brownish layer is like when it spins it becomes a golden layer. So that's the beauty of this pay. Just scan the QR code and you will get this pay definitely. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Finally we get here is the Dragoon Fighter Gravity Variable Gold version. Well, this Dragoon is from the plastic generation, or we can say original generation of Beyblade. Now just to get this one, you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this pay. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get the rival bay of Dragoon. It's the Tronzer F. The owner of this pay is Kai, if I am not wrong, and he just simply amazing. That is the first Phoenix Beyblade ever released, well, by the company, or we can say in the anime if we talk about the Beyblade, and it is really phenomenal, man. Now we have the Tronzer Spiral Spread Liner version. Well, this is technically the first version of the Tronzer. So just scan the QR code and you will get this epic pay for your Beyblade Burst catalog. Well, moving on to the next one, let's see what we have here. I think it must be, yeah, it is the recolor of Tronzer Spiral Spread version. Liner Red is the full name of this pay, guys. So this is the red version, or we can say crimson red version of Tronzer Spiral. So just with this simple hit, we're gonna get this pay for our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Now moving on to our next one, guys, we got here Tronzer Flame Yell Ita Ice Blue version. So this is Crimson Ice Blue version. Like you can see that shiny look on this Beyblade and phenomenal color combination. Now moving on to the next one, we got another Beyblade whose name starts from D, and the name is Drasil F Limited Friction H version. So to get this one, just you need to scan the QR code. The owner of this Beyblade is Max, obviously from the plastic generation, and he is definitely a really cool guy. So just give it a scan and you will get it. And moving on to the next one, guys, we got here is the Drasil Shield Central Press version, crimson black color like you are seeing on your screen. this is definitely a masterpiece, guys. I like the color combination most of all. Now moving on to the next one, we got here is the Drasil Shield Central Press green version. So the tip of this Beyblade is like bluish, but yeah, layer is green, which is the, we can say, stock color of Drasil. So that's make it really cool. So just scan the QR code and you will get it. Now moving on to the next one, guys, we got here is the Drasil Shield Central Press green with yellow edges version. So this is obviously a cool one, like we can say it's the S version, so it's like previous release of the F version. So just give it a scan and you will get it. Now moving on to the next one, guys, here we get the trigger. Well, White Tiger captain, or we can say White Tiger owner. Actually there was a tiger team, I forgot the name, whose owner on this Beyblade. The name of the owner is Ray, and he is definitely a really cool guy. He's a ninja if I'm not wrong. This is the Trigger S, the white version. Again, Heavy Fusion is the name of the driver and disc. So in like our country, or we can say worldwide, this Beyblade released in very minute amount, so whoever has it, keep it bro, you have a gem. So moving on to the next one, guys, we got here is the Dragoon Fighter Gravity Variable version. Well, this is the Dragoon F if we talk about the short form, and to get this one, just you need to scan the QR code and you will get this Dragoon Fighter for your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now with that, coming to our modern generation of Beyblades, here we have the devastated Evo Wildfire B7, guys. So perfect 100% finish, and with this perfect 100% finish, we gonna get the supremely powerful Beyblade, and the name is Devastated Evo Wildfire B7. Moving on to the next one, guys, we got here Dark X Neptunus N42 Defense S is the full name of this bay, and this is like the, we can say, Seeking, something like that bay. So moving on to the next one, guys, now we have is the Device Divolos. Well, D6 18D Merger SP is the full name with the names of the parts of this bay, and definitely a masterpiece. The layer is really dangerous of this bay, man. Again, we got a demise layer in our next Beyblade. The bay name goes like Demise Dulahan. D638D Merger SP is the name of this way. Well, the color combination is little different from the Demise Divolos, and definitely it looks premium, man. Now we get another device layer, once again in the green color, but this time the name of the bay is Demise Satom S6 Down Destroyer SPM, which are the parts used by the company to make this way. So definitely a beauty, guys. Now we moving on to the next one, we got here is the Destruction Ifritor I7 Nexus Q Assault Q Kick C. Well, that name was really long, and just with a simple finish we get this Beyblade for our Beyblade Burst QR app. Definitely a masterpiece, guys, you must keep this one. Now moving on to the next one, guys, we got here Diomedes D2 Triple SL dual layer Beyblade, guys, from our Alphabet D series, and just a very simple, or we can say basic Beyblade. There's not much to say about this way. Now moving on to the next one, we got here is the Doomsizer Beyblade. Well, the very first Beyblade from the Doomsizer series. So this is Doomsizer Oval SL Blue, bluish in color, that's why the name goes like this. Now we have the Oval SL Purple version. Well, there's not much different in both two Beyblades, which you just see previously and now this one. Just the simple color combination is little different from that previous one. Now moving on to the next one, guys, we got here is the Jaggy Green Doomsizer D2. Well, this is the upgrade version of that Doomsizer. So this is just a simple recolor of that original color. We will see the original color also. So this is Doomsizer D2 Force Jaggy Maroon color, guys. Well, this, like the layer color, you can see it's in reddish color, or we can say maroon if we talk about the layer combination. Now moving on to the next one, guys, we got here is the Doomsizer D2 Force Jaggy Purple version, and after that here we get is another Doomsizer. Well, this is the green color version of that. And now we moving on to the next one. I'm covering the Doomsizer like little quick because there are lots of recolors of Doomsizer series, that's why we need to cover them all in the video. So just scan the QR code whichever you like of this Beyblade and you will definitely get that one. Now moving on to the next one, guys, let's see what we have here. So this is the most popular Doomsizer, guys. This is Doom Sizer D3 2 Vortex Hunter Blue Edition. Just see the color combination, man. Like you get it for free. It's not even premium, and just see the animation and color combination of this way. That is really phenomenal. So let's see what we have next to offer to all of you guys. So here we go. Okay, so this time we have the original color combination Doom Sizer D3, and after that here we gonna get Doom Sizer D3 8 Glaive Nothing, well, red and black version. So that is pretty cool, I say. And just with this simple attack finish, we're gonna get this Beyblade for our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get is the Dragoon Storm Wing Extreme White version, and definitely a masterpiece Beyblade, because this is the very first Dragoon which is released ever for our Beyblades. So that is really phenomenal to know. Just with the next one we got here is the recolor, or we can say extreme blue version of Dragoon S. So you must keep these both ones in your Beyblade Burst catalog, guys. Well, moving on to the next one. Now we have is the Dread Phoenix P410 Friction S is the full name of this pay. So 50% weak attack, well, nothing that matter because we're gonna get that Beyblade definitely. So moving on to the next one, guys. Now we have the recolor version of the Dread Phoenix, but this time we get it in orange color, and this is Dread Phoenix P4 orange version. Now moving on to the next one, guys. We got here is the Dullahan D47 Tower S. Well, definitely this layer is a mystery because you can see the design of this layer, that's pretty unique than the basic way. Now after that we have the upgraded version of Dullahan D4. Well, this is Dullahan D511 Linear Edge, and this is in green color. So I don't like the color combination, but definitely layer is really unique. So for the layer we can scan it. Now moving on to the next one, guys. We got here is the Decay Perseus P7 QD14 Guard Q Plus Quattro Z14 is the full name of this pay. And definitely this pay is a masterpiece. It looks like that destruction, not the destruction, I think that the Bellfire, but yeah, the name is little different because of the parts. Now moving on to our next one, we got another Demise, and here we have is the Demise Hyperion H6 Limited Merger. SPL is the full name of this pay. And after that, well, this is, here we go, is the Divine Evo Belial V8. Finally, guys, this is one of the most hyped Belial if we talk about, and really great to have this one. Just scan the QR code and you will definitely get this one in your Beyblade Burst catalog. And after that, here we got is the Strong Excalius Beyblade. Well, this is Divine Excalius X8. Well, the color combination is pinkish and yellowish, and it definitely looks premium. And moving on to the next one, guys, we got here is the Destined Evo X Bellfire B8, and it is really premium. Like you guys can see, all the layers or gears we can say are merged in the same Beyblade, so that makes it really premium. And this is the final form of our Bellfire Beyblade. And here comes our very first Beyblade from Alphabet E QR code, and this is Elite Veltriac V3. Well, this is a premium Beyblade, we can say it premium Veltriac, and to get this one you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Really amazing Beyblade, so must want to have. You cannot customize this Beyblade because this is a premium one, so just grab it, scan the QR code and get this premium base. So moving on to our next one, guys. This time we get here is the Eclipse Evo Divolos D5 8-Rise H is the full name of this pay, and definitely a amazing Beyblade, red and black combination, a beauty, man, and looks like really dangerous one. So just scan the QR code and you will get this one. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get is the Eclipse Genesis G5 Swipe Friction H is the full name of this pay, and this has a really beautiful color combination which I like the most about this bay. Well, as you guys can see, pink, and then there comes the yellow one, and there's some purplish also on the layer, so that makes it like look really amazing. Now moving on to our next one, and let's see what we have here to see. Okay, this time we have here is Engard E4 Outer Quest S is the full name of this bay, Well, the driver of this Beyblade is really unique. It's like a sponge who sticks to the Beyblade. So like that is really unique, we can say it. Like not many people's like this one, but yeah, if you do, make sure you scan the QR code and you will definitely get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst app. So now let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here. Okay, this is the upgraded version of Vanguard E4. This is Vanguard E5 7 Banshee H is the full name of this Beyblade. They had upgraded the driver in this bay so that it provides more durability and stamina to the Beyblade. Now moving on to our next one, guys, let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we have is the Erase Belkash B5. Downrise H is the full name of this Beyblade. It is definitely a amazing bay and really strong. Like you can see those fang blades, man. 6 blades come, I think 5 or 6 blades come in this Beyblade, 6 actually, and that's make it like really ruthless. So to get this one, you just need to scan the QR code. Now moving on to our next one, guys, we got here is the Erase Divolos T5 Vanguard Bullet HH Edition. Well is the full name of this Beyblade, and trust me guys, this is really strong. The layer of this Beyblade is erased, that makes it like look really crazy good. Because of the layer it looks good, and because of the tip it provides it a great balance which you can use in the battle. So now let's move on to our next one. We got here is the Abiporo Wing Needle is the full name of this bay, and it is a dual layer Beyblade, so like really old. So to get this one you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade for your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Now moving on to our next one, guys, here we get is the Abiporo E2 Heavy H is the full name of this Beyblade, and this is the upgrade of the last one, and it has like little different from the last one. The blades, we can say, it are little different, and tip also. So this is the basic stock version of the Abiporo E2. Now moving on to our next one and let's see what we have here. Okay, here we have is the upgraded, or we can say just a random recolor version of Abiporo E2 9 Gyro. Well, there are some differences in the parts they use to make this Beyblade, so we can say it's a recolor but with different parts. So to scan and get this Beyblade you just need to scan the QR code and you will definitely get this Beyblade. Now moving on to our next one, guys, here we have is the Limit Break Set Beyblade. So there are ever only 3 Beyblades released in Limit Break Set, and this is the first one. The name of this one is Evo Hyperion Flamebringer H66. And here comes our very first QR code. Well, this is Fafnir F3, the green version. So to get this one you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade definitely in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Well, just update your app before scanning all these QR codes, because there are some of the new ones in this one, so only needed a new updated version of the app. So moving on to our next one, guys, we got here is the Fafnir F3 yellow blue version, and this one is really great. I like the color combination of this one mostly because it looks like a golden and something like a bluish color, so it is definitely amazing one. So now let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we have here is the Fafnir F3 crimson blue version, and after that here we have is the Fafnir F3 brown version. I don't know from where they had put the color of this one brown because it looks definitely yellow. So moving on to the next one, we got here is the Fafnir F3 digital control kit version, and with that we also get the option of RC battle. Now moving on to the next one, guys, we got here is the Fafnir F4 black version. Well, this doesn't look like a black version, but I don't know, just they had put the definition, or we can say description of this Beyblade as black. So moving on to the next one, guys, we got here is the Fafnir F4 orange version this time, and to get this one you just need to scan the QR code. This is the stock version of the Beyblade, so yeah, definitely a beauty. And with this simple strike we get this Beyblade for our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So yeah, moving on to the next one, let's see what we have here. Okay, now we have here is the Force Bulwark 12 Flugel S is the full name of this Beyblade, and to get this one you just need to scan the QR code and with the scan you will definitely get this Beyblade for your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Well, Plastic Gen Beyblade fan, you must get this one at least. Now with that, let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here to show to all of you guys. Okay, this time we have here is another Fafnir, but this time it's golden color. Well, it looks like a 24 karat gold, man, and definitely a beautiful Beyblade. Now with that, let's move on to our next one. Okay, this time we have here is the Fafnir F38 nothing white version. So yeah, very basic color. And moving on to our next one, now our series just changed. Well, now we have here is the Fang Dragoon F7's Jaggy S version. Well, this is really amazing one, guys. It is from Plastic Generation, we can say Plastic Generation remake, and they did a really great job. I like to see Dragoon in the Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So yeah, that is pretty awesome. And with that, let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here to offer to all of you guys. Okay, this time we have here is the Fangriff F2 Boost Jaggy is the full name of this Beyblade. Bluish and something like transparent layer they had used to make this Bey. I guess it's a dual layer Beyblade or single layer Beyblade, that is why it is like this. And with that, let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here. So this time we have here is the another version of Fangriff F2, guys. This is Force Quake version and this is definitely whitish in color and really a beautiful Beyblade. So to get this one, you know what to do, just you need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So yeah, definitely a masterpiece, guys. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we have is the Flame X Diamondor T4D Defense S is the full name of this Bey. Oh man, that was really tough name. And to get this one, you just need to scan the QR code, and with this simple strike, we get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. So here we have is the Flare Cobra C5. 2 Planetary H is the full name of this Beyblade, and definitely this one is really long. I don't like the shape of this Bey, just the shape of the layer of this Beyblade is really good. So yeah, to get this one you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we have is the Fornius F4 8 Yard S is the full name of this Beyblade. Well, the bit beast of this Beyblade is Shark. So yeah, that is pretty awesome. It's from the sea and just see the animation. Okay, here we go, and with this bite, this shark can beat any opponent. So yeah, that is pretty awesome by the Fornius. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get another Fornius, but this time it's a blue color combination. So yeah, you can get this one also because it matches to the sea and also to color of the shark. So yeah, that is pretty awesome. And now we have is the Ripfire Pack version of Fornius F4. So yeah, it will come handy when you will use it with the RC battles. So this is the final, or we can say final upgrade version of Fornius F4. Well, this is Fornius F5 Drake Orbital H version, the ultimate Fornius, we can say it, ultimate shark we can say it, because it is really awesome. Obviously the attack power is going to be similar as that of back one, but yeah, it is really good and the combination is also really good. So moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get is the Fierce Basilisk B8. Well, this is the Beyblade Burst Quad Drive version of Fierce Basilisk and it is definitely a masterpiece Beyblade, guys. The real, we can say it, the color combination and also the shape of the layer is really amazing. So to get this one, you just need to scan the QR code, and with the scan you will definitely get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. This time we also have a Fierce Beyblade, but this is a Achilles one. So this is Fierce Achilles A8 and this is definitely a masterpiece, guys, because of the color combination, the golden color and blue color on the layer of this Beyblade. It looks tremendously beautiful, and to get this one you just need to scan the QR code. And here comes our very first QR code. Well, this is of Guard Reseal S1 Atomic S is the full name of this Beyblade. Well, it is definitely a very strong Reseal Beyblade, and to get this one you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this one in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Well, the color combination of red and yellow is definitely amazing. So moving on to our next one, guys, here we get is Guilty Luinor L7. Well, this is one of the strongest attack type Beyblade if we say about the left spin, and even also if we compare it with any other way. So this is definitely a must have, guys. So moving on to our next one, guys, here we go for Golden Judgment Dragon D5. Well, golden in color, and to get this one you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. So our next way is here. The name of this one is Glyph Dragon D5. Well, red and blue in combination and definitely a must have Beyblade. With this definitive strike, we get this Beyblade for our Beyblade Burst QR app. If you want this one, you just need to scan the QR code. Now here comes for our, it's some single layer Beyblades. Well, this one is Gainon G2 Quarter Fusion, crimson brown color, and to get this one you just need to scan the QR code given in the left corner of this video. And the variant goes for this Beyblade, same Gainon G2, is this one. First the quarter gold and then comes the quarter fusion orange. You can scan all these Beyblades, guys. And this is Gainon G6, the final Beyblade made for the Gainon. Well, this is Gainon G6 5 Merge Your SP is the full name of this Beyblade, and definitely this is a must have. Moving on to the next one, guys. Now we have here is the Galaxy's Utron Z4 for Liner S is the full name of this Bey. This is a Utron Beyblade and you can definitely get this one. Just you need to scan the QR code and you will get this Bey. Now here comes the final combination, we can say it, or final evolution of Galaxy's Utron. Well, this is Galaxy's Utron Z5 Lore Revolver H is the full name of this Beyblade, and this is also a must have Bey, guys. Now with that, let's move on to our next one. Now we have here is the Gargoyle G4 8 Massive S is the full name of this Bey, green yellow in color, and to get this Bey you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Bey in your Beyblade Burst QR app. So definitely a must have Bey, guys. Now with that, let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we have here is the final evolution of Gargoyle. Well, this is Gargoyle G5 10 Keep H, the parts they used to make this Bey. Well, definitely a must have, and the animation of this Beyblade while he attacks is really good. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we got is the Garuda G3 6 Star Defense. Well, definitely a very good Beyblade. The looks of this Beyblade looks like the plastic giant base, like just if we talk about the symmetry, but yeah, it is also a very good Bey. Now moving on to the next one, we got this Flugel version, which is like crimson black color. So this one is more appropriate if we talk about like must have one. So this is a good one. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get is the Garuda G3 8 Flow, again the yellow version. Now after that, here comes our Genesis Valtryek generation. So the first one we have here is this one, green black color, and definitely a good Beyblade. To get this one you just need to scan the QR code. And moving on to our next one, guys, here we got the basics, the stock color of the anime, and after that here comes our blue and gold color Genesis Valtryek V3, and after that here comes our reboot grey core color. So to get this one you just need to scan the QR code, guys. All QR codes are given in the left corner. Well, this is reboot orange version, and after that here comes our Genesis Valtryek V3 digital control kit version. Well, this Beyblade is like really long. Obviously the looks really not great for this Beyblade, but yeah, it is a Valtryek, so you must get this one. Just you need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Gilded Baldero B7 Diagaron Q Zephyr Q Press Z08 is the full name of this Beyblade, yellowish or gold in color. So to get this one you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get Gilded Nemesis N7 Aquion Q Fusion Q Press Z08 is the full name of this Bey, and definitely it is really amazing Beyblade. Great stability we say about this Bey, and to get this one just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Glide Dullahan D6 Ring Revolving SPM is the full name of this way, and after that here comes our Glide Roktavor R7 Wheel Revolving SPM is the full name of this way. Well, it's evolution of Roktavor, so you can get this one. Okay, moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get is the Glyph Pegasus P5 Oval Yard HH is the full name of this pay, and it is definitely a must have, guys, because of the looks of this way are phenomenal. So moving on to the next one, now we have is the Glyph Beltriac V5 1 Orbital H is the full name of this one, and definitely a must have. 50%, just no matter how much attack you do, you will get every single Beyblade by scanning the QR code. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Gold X Betromoth P4 6 Flugel S is the full name of this way. Well, this is the evolution of Betromoth base, so you can get this one as well. So now moving on to the next one, now we have is the Destruction Wellfire V7 Tapered QHQ Short Z05 is the full name of this one, and this is a Destruction Wellfire golden version if we say about this way, and definitely a must have. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Glory Ragnar R7, and obviously it's the Beyblade of Rashad. We can say it final Beyblade of Rashad, and to get this one you just need to scan the QR code, and you can change its mode to like the mode of anime. Just you need to do this one and you will make it like same as like the anime. So now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Gambit Dragon D8, finally the strongest attack type Beyblade. If we talk about the Dragon Beyblade, then this is really heavy, like heaviest if we say, and after that as well is the strongest one. So yeah, to get this one you just need to scan the QR code given in the left corner, and you will definitely get this. This is Hades, and this is Hades H4 11 turn Zephyr is the full name of this Beyblade, and to get this one you just need to scan the QR code, and with the scan of the QR code you will definitely get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Well, the animation of the special move of this Beyblade is really good, so yeah, it's a must have to keep in your Beyblade catalog. Well, moving on to our next one, guys. It is one of the most prettiest Beyblade ever known in the Beyblade Burst app. Well, the layer of this Beyblade is actually great. Well, the name is Harmony Pegasus 10 Expand Revolved Sen is the full name of this way, and definitely a must have masterpiece. What a beauty, guys. So just scan the QR code and you will get this one. Now again we have a Harmony Pegasus P5, but this time we have is the Pro Series version. Well, there are parts change also, like PS10 Low H Green is the full name of this Beyblade, and definitely a must have. Just scan the QR code and you will get it. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here comes our another Beyblade from H Alphabet. Well, this is Hazard Curpius K4 7 Atomic S is the full name of this Beyblade, and to get this one you just need to scan the QR code, and with the scan you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is a Herculeo. Well, this is Herculeus H4S Yard S is the full name of this way. Well, this greenish in color, like we can say this one has green recolor of the Herculeo, so you just need to scan the QR code and you will get it. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we have is the anime version of Herculeus H4, guys. Well, this is Herculeus H4 13 Eternal S is the full name of this way, and definitely a must have masterpiece. With this simple strike we get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Herculeus H4 Sting Prevail S is the full name of this pay, and definitely this is another recolor of the Herculeus Beyblade, and a really great one. So to get this one you just need to scan the QR code like other ones. So with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. Now we have here is the Holo Doom Sizer. Well, this is one of the rarest Beyblade if we talk about the Takara Tomy one. Well, that one has a random booster one, and it is like the 10th rarest Beyblade ever known till now. So yeah, you need to get this one in your Beyblade Burst catalog, guys. So just scan the QR code because you are getting it for free and you will get this pay. Now moving on to our next one. Here we get is the Horusuit Spread Edge version. Well, a single layer Beyblade, and definitely a good one to have. because it's like very old one. We can say it like from the first gen of the Beyblade Burst. So this is Horosuit, and with that we have another recolor of Horosuit. Well, this is Horosuit spread as purple version, and after that here is the Horosuit H2 quarter liner version. Well, this is the upgrade of that Horosuit previous one, so it is also a good one. So you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this one as well in your Beyblade Burst catalog. So yeah, really amazing one, isn't it? Now with that, let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here. So here we have is the Horosuit H2 Upper Glow edition. Well, this is in purplish color, purple or blue we can say it, and it is the main color version of the anime. And after that here comes the Upper Glow brown version, well, crimson brown color Horosuit, and after that here comes our Upper Glow red version of Horosuit H2. So yeah, you can get all the recolors of Horosuit here. Just scan the QR code and you will get them definitely. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we have is the Hyrux H2 Yell Needle is the full name of this Beyblade, and with the perfect 100% finish we're gonna get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. So just scan the QR code and you will get this one as well. This is also a single layer Beyblade. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. Here we got is the Hydra Curvius K8. Well, yellowish bluish in color, something like that recolor. So yeah, it is really pretty, and definitely whoever scanned the QR code and will gonna get this Beyblade, and it is a definitely must one to have. So yeah, Hydra Curvius K8, and after that here comes is the Hydra Poseidon. Well, this is Hydra Poseidon, greenish and bluish in color. I don't like the recolor of it, but yeah, it is definitely a strong Beyblade from the Beyblade Burst Quad Strike. So you can get this one. Just scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst app. So our very first Beyblade from letter I is Ein Optimus Prime. Well, this is a really amazing Beyblade and one of the strongest premium Beyblade if we talk about Beyblade Burst app. Well, to get this one you need to spend 1000 Beyblade coins, which is like you can purchase it from the shop. And another way to get this Beyblade is buy from your friend who has it already in his ID. Then you can get his ID to play in your mobile phone. So yeah, let's see the battle between Ein Optimus Prime and Divine Belial. Well, I had shared all the QR codes of I letter after this gameplay, as I want to show you this Ein Optimus Prime power. That's why I had added the gameplay in the first part of this video. So you can check it out directly from here, and after that I will also provide you the QR codes. You can also skip to that section where the QR codes are given. Just you need to reach to that section and you will see all the QR codes. So firstly, let's enjoy the battle. Okay, 2 direct hits, 3 direct hits, and here comes our stamina mode is on, guys. Okay, Divine Belial is gonna attack us now, Divine Bellfire, and here comes our turn. Now with this perfect 100% finish, I think we can finish him off, and with this simple strike we won the match with our Ein Optimus Prime, a premium strongest Beyblade, or we can say strongest premium Beyblade, which is from letter I. So you must get this one. Now here comes our other I letter Beyblades. Well, the very first one is Inferno Salamander S5, and this is pinkish and reddish in color, and to get this one you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade definitely. So yeah, with this simple strike we're gonna get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Really amazing Beyblade, guys. Inferno Salamander, it has a really great parts if we talk about competitive side. Well, it is a definitely must one to have. So yeah, with that let's move on to our next one, guys, and let's see what we have here in the next one. Well, the next one we have here, guys, is the Ifritor I2 Infinity Zephyr Edition. Well, the color combination is not that much up to the mark, but yeah, it is definitely a must one to have, and definitely everyone likes it. So to get this one, you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app, guys. So yeah, definitely a must one to have. So moving on to the next one, guys, let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we have here is the Ifritor I2 Magnum Liner Edition. Well, it is also a Ifritor Beyblade, but yeah, it has different parts and different color combination. And to get this one, you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Well, Ifritor I2 Magnum Liner Edition. Here we go. Now with that, let's move on to the next one, guys. Okay, the next one we have here is Inferno X Kirby's K42 Tower S Edition is the full name of this Beyblade, and definitely a must one to have, guys, because this Beyblade just amazing. Okay, with this simple strike you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So yeah, definitely a must one to have, and a really pretty Beyblade. We can say it looks like a sun as you are seeing in the picture. So yeah, you can just scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here let's see what we have. Okay, this time we have here is Infinite Achilles A6 1BD Dimensioning is the full name of this Beyblade. Well, this is Infinity Achilles. Who can forget Infinity Achilles? And to get this one, you just need to scan the QR code given in the left corner of this video, and you will get this Infinity Achilles for your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. So yeah, that's pretty amazing and really beautiful. And with that, let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here. Okay, so the next one here is, well, this one. This is Iron X Surtur S42 Fusional S Edition. Well, this is an Iron X Beyblade, so yeah, pretty amazing bay. And to get this one, you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Only one problem, guys, this Iron X Beyblade actually is not iron, it's just a plastic. It's just the name of the Beyblade is Iron X Surtur S4. So yeah, the color combination also looks like a iron, but it's actually just plastic they used to make this bay. And with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. The next one here we have is Stress I2 Upper Survive Edition is the full name of this Beyblade, and a definite must one to have. And to get this Beyblade, you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade definitely in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. QR code is Z Vibrant W6 Central Needling SP is the full name of this Beyblade. Well, the figuring, or we can say structure of this Beyblade is really beautiful, and I like the color combination of this bay as well. So yeah, you can just scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Like if we see the parts of this Beyblade, these parts are really stable and provided say great defense power, which makes this Beyblade really must want to have. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get is the Genus J35 Glaive Guard Edition. Well, this is a Genus Beyblade and it is really beautiful. It is a seeking Beyblade, if we can say it like that as well. So yeah, just to get this Beyblade, you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this bay in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Now we are going to show you the recolor of this Beyblade Genus J3. Well, here comes the very first one. Okay, here we go, and now we can scan it out with our QR code scanner of Beyblade Burst app. Well, this is Genus J35 Glaive Guard Green Edition. Well, this we can say is the Crimson Green Edition of Genus J3. Well, the power and avatar and all the special moves are similar to Genus Beyblade. Well, the stock combination I meant to say, and just the color combination of this bay is different. It's crimson green. So yeah, it definitely looks beautiful. And now we have is the lava version. Well, this is Genus J38 Zeta version, we can say it. Well, I like this one. It is like the dark gold color, something like that they used to make this bay, and the tip is also from that spray gun, if we can say it like that. Okay, just you need to scan the QR code and you will get this premium Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. So yeah, just scan the QR code and you will get it. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get is Jormantor J2 Infinity Cycle Blue Edition. Well, this is also a really cool Beyblade, but yeah, the parts are little unique, or we can say off guard, because not too much people like this Beyblade, but still, if you want this one, you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst God Strike app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. The next Beyblade we have here is the Jormantor J2 Infinity Cycle Diamond Edition. Okay, so this is Crimson Blue Diamond and it looks really premium. and to get this one you just need to scan the QR code. The parts are as similar as the stock combination, only difference is in their color combination. So yeah, it is really premium one, and to get this one you just need to scan the QR code. Now moving on to our next one guys, let's see what we have here. So the next one we have here guys is the final evolution of Germantoad Beyblade. Well, this is Germantoad J6 Python Needling SP edition. Well, the color combination matches to a python, so yeah, it is definitely looking super cool. And to get this one you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Really beautiful bay guys. Now moving on to our next one guys, let's see what we have here to offer you. Okay, so here comes is the Judgment Joker. Well, this is an opponent Beyblade in Beyblade Burst Turbo. So yeah, it is Judgment Joker Zero Glaive Ultimate Reboot Zen edition, and it is really beautiful. And to get this Beyblade you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade definitely in your Beyblade Burst Strike app. So yeah, really premium one. Okay, now moving on to our next one guys, here comes another Judgment Joker. Well, this is a Trick H version. This is of Hasbro Hyper Spear version, we can say it as well. Like, just to get this one you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade. There are only difference in their parts, no difference in their avatar or we can say special move. So yeah, you can just get this one, just scan the QR code.
This is of Katana Muramasa M7QQQ Mobius Q plus Rise G12 is the full name of this Beyblade.
Well, definitely a strong contender to beat every single opponent. These katanas are really sharp and can burst any opponent. So to get this Beyblade you just need to scan the QR code and get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Strike app. Like here you are seeing its high mode. Well, this is the high mode of Katana Muramasa, and if we change it to our low mode, then how it looks like? Well, this is how it looks like. So moving on to the next one guys, now we have here is the Kirby's Central Defense. Well, this is our second Beyblade of this K series. Well, this is Kirby's Central Defense, and to get this Beyblade you just need to scan the QR code and you will get this Bey. Now we also have many recolors of this Kirby's Central Defense or Kirby's Beyblade, so I will cover up those very quick. Just scan the QR code and you will get them all. So this comes Kirby's K2 Limited Press Edition guys. This is also little greenish in color, but yeah, with some blue outlinings in between them. This is the dual layer one, and the previous one is the single layer one. So moving on to the next one, let's see what we have here to offer you to all of you guys. So this is Kirby's K2 Limited Press Green Edition. So yeah, it's like pure green or we can say bright green color, and to get this one you just have to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade definitely for your Beyblade Burst Strike app. So really beautiful Bey and must have Bey for yourself. So this is the next one, Limited Press Orange version. You can just scan it and you will get it. Now moving on to the next one. Next one we have here is the Limited Press Silver version. Well, it looks like a chromium finish silver, so yeah, definitely a masterpiece. Now moving on to the next one, here we have is the Limited Press Silver Edges version. Well, the edges of this Beyblade are like silver in color, so that's why the name goes like silver. So yeah, moving on to the next one, now we have is the Rip Fire Pack version of Kirby's K2 guys. There are many Kirby's they had given us, so to get this one you just have to scan the QR code and you can use this Rip Pack or we can say Rip Fire Pack in your Beyblade Burst Strike app. Now moving on to the next one guys, here we get is the Kirby's K4 Heavy Survive S. Well, definitely a masterpiece, and this is the final or we can say 4th generation Beyblade of Kirby's one. I like the layer of this Beyblade, it is really beautiful, and you can get this one, just you have to scan the QR code. Now moving on to the next one guys, here we have is the Khalzar K3 7 Under Hunter Edition. Well, this is chromium finish blue color, or we can say as well the purplish color in between them, where the weight disc, the weight disc is also purple color. So definitely a masterpiece. I like the color combination of this Bey. Now moving on to the next one guys, we got another Khalzar K3
but this time we have is the 7 Under Hunter Green edition. So it is definitely a masterpiece, and you can definitely get this one. Just you have to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. So yeah, really amazing bay. Just get it and you will love it. Now moving on to the next one, let's see what we have here. This time we have here is the grey and gold version of Khalsar K3 guys, and definitely this one also look really pretty, but I don't like the color of the layer. That is just, I don't feel that good about it, but yeah, the other parts are similar to the Khalsar, so I like that one. Now moving on to the next one guys, here we get is the Colossal Fafnir F6 1AD Zoning SP is the full name of this bay, and definitely this is a must-have masterpiece guys, because of the color combination and the speed and power strength of this bay makes it like really must-have Beyblade. Now this is a balanced type bay, so you can get this one very simply by scanning the QR code. Now moving on to the next one guys, here we get is the Colossal Helios H610 Zonin SP edition. Well, this is obviously a Colossal Helios Beyblade, but with the stock color combination. So to get this one, you just have to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now moving on to the next one guys, here we get is the Colossal Helios H6 1BD Zonin SPM is the full name of this Beyblade, and definitely it is a must-have masterpiece as well because of the color combination. The red and white makes it look like really attractive. To get this bay, you just have to scan the QR code and you will get this bay. Now moving on to the next one guys, here we have is the Colossal Luinor L6 Wheel Mobius SP edition is the full name of this one, and it is definitely a must-have masterpiece as you guys can see directly on your screen. Well, with this 50% attack, or we can say damage, we get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst QR app. So that's the power and beauty of this bay. Now moving on to the next one, here we have is the Kraken K4. Okay, Kraken K4 11 Prevail S edition. Well, definitely great Beyblade guys, and definitely a must-have masterpiece. You can definitely get this one. Just scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app, the Kraken Beyblade, and definitely you must keep this one in your Beyblade catalog, or we can say Beylogger. Now the next one we have here is the Comet Helios H8 guys. Well, this is the final Beyblade of this series 11, we can say alphabet K, and this is our Comet Helios H8. Well, just get this Beyblade guys, because this is like one of the strongest balance type Beyblades, and you can simply get it by scanning the QR code which is given in the left corner of this video. Just scan it and you will get it in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Here comes our very first Beyblade from alphabet L. Well, this is Lord's Prison S5, and definitely it is a masterpiece. Well, this is a Pro Series version, that's why you are seeing the details, which is like unexceptional. If we talk about the Hasbro ones, it is definitely worth having. So to get this one, you just have to scan the QR code which is given already in the left corner of this video. So just give it a scan and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now just check the parts guys, these are really phenomenal. I like that one. Now moving on to the next one guys, here we get is the another version of Lord's Prison. Well, this is Lord's Prison S5 Blitz Dimensional H version. As you guys can see, this is also in red color and definitely a worth having masterpiece. And obviously this is a Hypersphere Beyblade version, so yeah, it has like a really long tip. So moving on to the next one guys, here we get is the Legend Spriggan S5 or S3 sorry, with that 7 merge edition, and definitely this is a must-have masterpiece as well. Like with that, let's move on to the next one. This time we have here is this, well, crimson green, or we can say crimson blue color, and with some golden shadings version of Legend Spriggan. Now moving on to the next one guys, here we get is the Luinor L29 Spiral. Well, a very basic, what we can say, a very first left spin Beyblade of Burst Gen. So yeah, Luinor here be presenting guys. Definitely you must keep this one in your Beyblade Burst QR app, because like it's a vintage now man. So just scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now moving on to the next one guys, here we get is the Luinor L29 Spiral, but this is crimson black color. Well, like you can see those chromium wings and definitely this is also a must-have masterpiece. Now after that, here we get is the Luinor L3 Destroy. Well, this is a black version, shining black version, and what a beauty, man, what a beauty. Just check this out. To get this one, you just have to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. What a beautiful Beyblade, and definitely a destruction house. So moving on to the next one, let's see what we have here. So here we have is the Luinor L3 Destroy Gold version, guys. Well, this is Crimson Gold, as you guys can see those gold dragons, and to get this one you just have to scan the QR code and it is completely free. So just scan it and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. So yeah, moving on to the next one, guys, let's see what we have here to offer you to all of you. Well, this golden destroy I actually like in this one, and just give it a tap and you will see this one in your Bay logo. So the next one we have here is the Luinor L3 Destroy Grey version, and to get this one you just have to scan the QR code and you will get this recolor version of that Luinor L3. Now with that, let's move on to our next Luinor. Well, this is the upgrade of Nightmare Longinus, or we can say Luinor L3. Well, this is Blood Longinus, or we can say Luinor L410 Hunter S edition. Well, this is black and sky blue in color. I don't like the color combination of this recolor, but yeah, you can just give it a scan and get this Beyblade and the amazing parts which comes with this Bay. Now this is the original stock combination of Luinor L4 with all the stock parts. Well, this is Luinor L4 13th Jolt S edition. Now moving on to the next one, guys, here we have is the Lord Hydrax H5. Well, this is also bluish in color, blue, golden, and with some black highlightings. So yeah, definitely a really great Beyblade, and it is really beautiful. So to get this one you just have to give it a scan to the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Now moving on to the next one, guys, here we get a very unique Bay. Well, this is Lava X and Nubian A4 5 Fusion S. Well, this is a Anubius Beyblade actually, but yeah, it is like really cool one. It's like lava color, so as you guys can see on the layer of this Bay, it is definitely must-have masterpiece, guys. So keep this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Now with that, let's move on to the next one, guys. Let's see what we have here. Well, this we have here is the Legends Prigon, or we can say Legends Prison S3 4-cross guard version. Let me tell you one thing, guys, this is a really beautiful recolor of Legends Prison, and just see the recolor combination and the parts they use to make this Legends Prison. So it is definitely a must-have masterpiece. I like basically the color of the layer of this page. Now with that, here we come with a Leopard. Well, this is Leopard L4 12 Lift Destroy S is the full name of this Beyblade. Really destructive leopard it is, and to get this one you just have to scan the QR code and you will get this beautiful but at the same time destructive Beyblade. So yeah, Leopard L4, here we go. Now moving on to the next one, guys, let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we have is the Leopard L4 Drake SLS version, and this is red and like metalish in color, and definitely a really great Beyblade, guys. Just scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade as well in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. So with this 100% destructive finish, we get this recolor of Leopard L4 in our Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Well, the stock combination, or we can say stock color of this Beyblade likes really cool, but this one I don't like much. So this is another Lord's Prison S5 Blitz Dimensioning Edge Red Edition, and with that let's move on to the next one, guys. Next we have is the Left Astro A4 10 Needle S Edition, yellowish or gold in color, we can say it. And to get this one you just have to scan the QR code, and with the scan you will get this Beyblade. Just see that sun, man, wow, that is really destructive. Just with a simple direct hit we get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Well, this is Left Astro A4 10 Needle S. Now with that let's move on to the next one, guys. Here we have is another Astro Beyblade, but this time we have is the Left Astro A5 Blitz Pyro H Edition. Well, this is blue in color, like you guys can see that the upper layer is like sky blue and the lower part is like dark bluish in color. So to get this Beyblade, you just have to scan the QR code. Definitely a cool Beyblade if you like space or something. Well, this matches to that theme. Now with that, here we have is the, well, finally a quad strike Beyblade for our alphabet L. Well, this is Lightning Pandora Endless P8. Well, this is really beautiful and destructive Beyblade, guys. With this 100% finish, we get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. As you guys can see, what a beautiful way. Well, orange, purple, yellow theme they used to make this Beyblade, and definitely a must-have masterpiece, guys.
Well, this is of Magma Ifritor i7 Sequus Q Zaggy Q plus Wave G03 is the full name of this Beyblade, and definitely a must-have masterpiece, guys. Well, this Beyblade I had also included in our legendary Beyblade Burst QR Code series, so you must keep at least this Beyblade from Alphabet M because it is really phenomenal balance type Beyblade. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. Well, next one here we have is the Magma Roctavore R7 FQQ Extend Q plus Venture 3 is the full name of this Beyblade. It has a sky bluish looking, the color combination, and obviously it looks like a eye, so you can just scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get is the Master Divolo's 12 turn Zeta edition. Well, you get both the Beyblades in same QR code, like of right spin and left spin, by scanning a single QR code. So just scan the QR code directly given in the left corner of this video, guys. So you will get both of these Beyblades in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Obviously this is a balanced type Bey and really great one to have. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get is the Master Divolo's D5 Generate H edition. And with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. This time we have is the Master Curvius K5 Vanguard Extender H edition. Well, the layer of this Beyblade is like of Master, and the Curvius K5 is the full name of this Beyblade, Master Curvius K5. Yellowish in color and with the grey tip, it looks like not too great, but yeah, it will work. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get is the Mini Boros Oval Quake edition. Well, this is a single layer Beyblade, guys, like very previous one while the Beyblade was just started. So you can get this one just by scanning the QR code. You can keep this one because of its, it's a vintage one. Now with that one, we have a recolor of the Mini Boros. Well, this is Mini Boros Oval Quake version, and you can just scan the QR code and you will get it. Now with that, moving on to the next one, guys. We got the evolution of Mini Boros. Well, this is Mini Boros M2 Knuckle Jaggy edition. And after that, here comes the final evolution of Mini Boros Beyblade. Well, this is Mini Boros M6 Ratchet Lift Fusional SP edition. Well, purplish yellowish in color, where yellow is the centering they are used to make it, and definitely it must have masterpiece, guys, like really beautiful, really strong. It look like a bull, man. So moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Mirage Divolo's T6 Wheel Destroyer edition. Like you guys can see, it comes with a destroyer driver and obviously that lava Hund, or we can say lava Hund Mirage Dragon is really amazing. We also get this extra just weight disc, which is like recolor of red color. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Mirage Fafnir F6 1AD Nothingness SP edition. This is a Mirage Fafnir, guys, one of the just evolution of Fafnir Beyblade. Now with that, moving on to the next one. The next one here we have, guys, is the Mirage Helios X6 Wheel Nothingness SP edition. Well, this is a Helios Beyblade, but like a Mirage layer is used to make this Beyblade, and the color combination is really top notch, guys. So you must scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade. Now moving on to the next one, guys. We got another Mirage Beyblade. Well, this is Mirage Luinor L6 Heavy Exceed SP are the parts used to make this Beyblade. Yeah, orange and metalish in color. So just scan the QR code and you will get it. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Monster Divolo's D5 Vertical Octave H version. Well, 3-layer Beyblade, or we can say the layer of this Beyblade have 3 blades, and definitely it is really strong. Just see that power, man. With this strong power, you must get this Beyblade, guys. So moving on to the next one, guys. Now we have is the Monster Ogre 05.
outer octave H. Well, this looks like an ancient giant, and this ancient giant has really great powers. So just scan the QR code and you will get it. Now moving on to the next one, guys. This time we have is the Morigma M42 Loop S Edition. Well, purplish in color and definitely a really great Beyblade. Black color of the attack ring, and the attack ring is really chunky, which provides it a great attack power. So with that, let's move on to our next one, guys, and let's see what we have here. Here we have is the another, or we can say, white recolor, white and blue recolor of Morigma M4 Beyblade Hurricane Friction S Edition. Well, definitely a great bay, guys, and the layer of this Beyblade is really amazing, like really strong. Now moving on to the next one, let's see what we have here. Well, here we have is the final recolor of the Morigma Beyblade, or we can say final evolution of the Morigma Beyblade. Well, this is Morigma M511 Banshee H Edition. Banshee H and 11 are the parts used to make this Beyblade. Now with that, let's move on to the next one, guys, and let's see what we have here. Well, this time we have is a Zeutron Beyblade. Well, this is Zeutron Z4, but it comes in the, while we scan the QR code, you will get this in this series, like in the Morigma series. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we have is the Myth Odax 05 1-Destroyer H Edition. White and bluish in color, and obviously it looks like a samurai, or we can say white knight, black knight not, but the white knight we have here, and definitely he has a great power strength. Now moving on to the next one, guys. This time we have is the Myth Evo Dragon D5 Outer Power H Edition. Okay, it's too late, still no worries, we will get this Beyblade in the Beyblade Burst QR app. Just you need to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we have is the Mirage Fafnir Pro Series version. Obviously a really beautiful Beyblade, extremely detailed, as like the Takara Tomy versions of Beyblade. So it is definitely a must one to have, guys. Just scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Really beautiful Bey. Well, with that, let's end this video, guys. I hope you got all the Beyblades from Alphabet. And well, this is Nepsterius Armed Zephyr Edition. Well, this is a really beautiful Beyblade, a single layer Beyblade, guys, and it's like a seeking Beyblade. So yeah, to get this one, you just have to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade definitely in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is Nepturius Armed Zephyr Yellow Edition. Well, this is the recolor of that previous one, Nepturius. Well, this is the Zephyr Yellow Edition, guys, and definitely the attack power and all the animation of this way gonna be same, but yeah, the color combination is little different from the previous one, so you can get this color combination as well to get for your Nepturius. Now with that, moving on to the next one, guys. The next one we have here is the Nepturius N2 Vertical Zephyr Edition. Well, this is the upgrade version of that Nepturius. Well, this is Nepturius N2 Vertical Zephyr, and this has yellow and green color combination, guys. Definitely a must one to keep in your Beyblade Burst app. So yeah, let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here to offer to all of you. So the next one we have here is Nepturius N2 Vertical Zephyr. Well, this is Sapphire Edition. Sapphire, a very we can say rare element, or just by scanning the QR code you will get a Sapphire Beyblade. Well, this is Nepturius N2 Vertical Zephyr and Sapphire Edition. Well, this is the really great Beyblade, guys. Mostly I like the color combination of it. After that, here we get is the another recolor of Nepturius. Well, this is Nepturius N2, well, we can say pale yellow edition. Obviously this one is really amazing, and we can just by scanning the QR code we can get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst QR app. Well, all the Nepturius Beyblades are like really good if you want the recolor of them. Well, very few Beyblades are from Alphabet, and that's why I had added the recolors as well. As we move on further, we got here is Noctimus N32 Jaggy. Well, this is the last Beyblade of our from the Alphabet N series. Well, in the Takara Tomy form we used to say it like Twin Nemesis or something like that, and here we say it Noctimus N32 Jaggy. So it's from the Alphabet N, and the parts they use are not really too impressive, but they are cool. Well, it's an attack type
And
Beyblade.
here comes our very first Beyblade QR code from alphabet O. Well, this is Odex Central Blow. Single layer Beyblade, guys. Like you guys can see at the end of these Beyblade, there are two balls which are like really hard hitters. So it's a Odex, guys. So to get this one, you just have to scan the QR code which is given in the left corner of this video, and you just give it a scan and you will get this in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys, and let's see what we have here. Okay, this is the recolor version of that Odex Central Blow version, guys. Well, this is the orange version. Like you guys can see, those balls are of bluish color and outer part of them are like yellow and orange. So yeah, it definitely looks supremely beautiful. And to get this pay, you just have to scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now with that, let's move on to the next one, guys, and let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we have is the Odex O2 Triple Extreme Blue version. So this is the evolution of that single layer Odex. Well, this is Odex O2 and the full name is Triple Extreme Blue because it's a blue color Beyblade, like you guys can see directly on your screen, and that is why the name goes like this one. So to get this one, you just have to scan the QR code and you will get this pay as well. This is a attack type Beyblade, guys, like you guys can see. Now moving on to the next one. Now we have is the original color of Odex. Well, not like the original, but yes, still it's like gray, so that is the original color of Odex. Well, this is Odex O2 Triple Extreme Grey Edition. And to get this one, you just have to give it a scan to the QR code and you will definitely get this way as well in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Odex O2 Triple Extreme Purple Edition. Well, this is purplish in color, and with that you get 3 drivers just for free, just by scanning the QR code which is like in the left corner of this video, and you will get this Beyblade and 3 drivers with it just for free. So you can customize it as well. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Odex O2 Vertical Claw Edition. Well, it has some more detailings. If we talk about like the Hasbro base, well, this has like more detailings, and like highlightings are also bluish and black, and after that on the transparent layer, so that looks pretty cool. Yeah, so here we unlock this Beyblade, and with that, let's move on to the next one, guys. Okay, this is the final recolor combination of Odex. Well, this is Odex 06, or we can say final evolution of Odex, guys. Well, this is Odex 06 Convert Survival SPM Edition, and with this perfect 100% finish, we get our Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst QR app. Definitely a masterpiece, and you must keep this one at least in your Beyblade Burst app, guys. Goes like it's the final recolor combination, or we can say final evolution of Odex. So moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Ogre 04 1 Jaggy 6 Edition. Well, the layer of this Beyblade is like really unique. As you guys can see, it's in red and grayish something color, and to get this one, you just have to give it a scan to the QR code. Well, mostly I like it for its layer, like it's like a red giant avatar which he owns, or we can say bit based, which is in this Beyblade. So definitely a must have masterpiece. Now with that, let's move on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the evolution Beyblade of Ogre 04. Well, this is Ogre 0500 Power H Edition. Green and bluish in color. Still the avatar, or we can say wit beast, is in red color. So yeah, you can get this one as well, but mostly I like that red one because of the layer. Moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is a defensive layer Beyblade. Well, this is Orb Engard Sting Peak Quest Edition. Well, the tip of this Beyblade is like the uniquest of all Beyblades because it's stuck in the Beyblade, man. If you like purchase it for in a real life, well, you will experience this one, that the tip of this Beyblade sticks to the base stadium and then it spins. So that is pretty unique. So you can get this Beyblade just by scanning the QR code. So with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. The next one we have here is the Orichalcum 03 Outer Octa. Is the full name of this Beyblade. Well, that is pretty much complex name they had given to this Beyblade. But yeah, it looks like a very chunky Beyblade and definitely a time machine, something like that avatar it has, which is like the bit beast of this Beyblade. And with this direct hit, you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. So that is pretty awesome, guys. Just scan the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Okay, with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. Okay, this time we have is the Origin Achilles A6 Convert Exceed SPM Edition.
Well, just by clicking on the QR code, or we can say scanning on the QR code, you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Well, the layer of this Beyblade is really chunky and I like the parts they had used to make this Beyblade. So definitely green and black, a great combination guys. So that makes this Beyblade a really worst one to have. So this is attack type Beyblade actually. Now with that, let's move on to the next one guys. The next one we have is the Orpheus O2 Armed Defense Edition. Well, this has a yellow color layer and definitely it is really cool and sound like Beyblade. As you guys can see, the attack goes like sound waves and it breaks the Beyblade, or you can say burst the opponent bay. So that is pretty awesome. Just by scanning the QR code, you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app.
This is of Perfect Phoenix 8-Proof Friction is the full name of this bay guys, and it is definitely a must-have Beyblade because of the layer of this bay, which is looking like a dark finish. So you can get this one just by scanning the QR code. So if we talk about the parts of this Beyblade, like you can see, you get a black outer ring which is like the attack ring, and in the middle part you get DR59P, and it is a defense type Beyblade as you guys can see. So moving on to our next one guys, here we get is the Perfect Phoenix P4 0 Yard S edition. Well, this is a orange or something like that edition of the Phoenix one. It's the same Beyblade just with different parts and different color combination. Just the layer of this Beyblade is similar to the back one, and also the color is different of this bay. So moving on to the next one, let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we have is the another recolor of Phoenix Beyblade. Well, this is Perfect Phoenix P4 1 Tower S edition. I think this one is like the most cool one because you guys can see that this has a great color combination like orange and that yellow bird in between, or yellow phoenix we can say. It looks really tremendous. So with that, let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here. Okay, so the next one we have here is, well, this is a single layer Beyblade guys. Well, this is Fantasio's P2 Polish Edge edition. Well, pink and blue color combination they have used to make this Beyblade's layer. Like you guys can see, with this perfect 100% finish, we're gonna get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst QR app. So definitely a must-have bay guys, because it's like very epic, or we can say vintage if we talk about the Beyblade Burst series. With that, let's move on to our next one guys. The next one we have here is the Phantom Trigger S2 Zeta S edition. Well, from the plastic gen, this here comes is epic legendary Beyblade. It's a trigger guys, so who will not get a trigger, because it's like a legendary bay, and every person who likes a plastic gen will scan this one. So just scan it because it's a phantom trigger. With that, let's move on to the next one guys. Well, this time we have is the stock color and stock parts combination of Phoenix P4. Well, this is Phoenix P410 Friction S edition. Well, we can say it's a red and yellow Beyblade combination, so it is definitely a must one to have. It is really great one. With that, let's move on to the next one guys, and let's see what we have here. Okay, so here we have is the Poison Cobra 7 Wall Keep Gen edition. And this is a Poison Cobra Beyblade guys. This is really beautiful. I like the whole structure of this way. It is just tremendous, and it has a great power and great animation while you will use its special move attack. So to get this one, you just have to give it a scan to the QR code by using the scan button in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Just see the Beyblade man, it's a defense type bay and a really beautiful bay. With that, let's move on to the next one guys. The next one we have here is the Poison Cyclops C3 Knuckle Guardian H edition. Well, it's a Cyclops Beyblade, we can say it. It's an ancient giant Beyblade, we can also say it that direct. So just with the scan, you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app, as it's a green color Beyblade, so it gives a vibe of that ancient zombie giant, we can say it. So yeah, defense type bay guys. With that, let's move on to the next one. We get another Poison X Hyrus H4 7 Survive S edition. Well, this is a really unique Beyblade guys. Like you guys can see, it's something who puts something with its instrument, so that is a pretty unique avatar, or you can say bit waste. So give it a scan, you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Squad Strike app. With that, let's move on to the next one guys. The next one we have here is the
Prime Apocalypse Ultimate Reboot Dash version. Well, it's a black-red combination Beyblade, and with this just 50% weak attack, we're gonna get this Beyblade in a Beyblade Burst QR Strike app, as the layer of this Beyblade is really chunky and it comes with a reboot driver. Like you guys can see, it's a Prime Apocalypse A50 Ultimate Reboot H Edition. So yeah, this is I think we can say hyper spare Beyblade, something like that. So just with the scan you will get this pay as well in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app, because this is just a recolor of the previous one and just the parts are a little different from that one. Now moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Prominence Phoenix P7. Well, the final version or final evolution of Phoenix Beyblade, guys. Well, this is Prominence Phoenix P7. Really very strong Beyblade, a great Beyblade to have in your Beyblade Burst catalog, or we can say Beylogger, and it is really amazing. Like you guys can see the parts combination of this Bey, it is really tremendous and it provides a great balance. Well, it's a defense type Beyblade actually, but the balance of this Beyblade, or we can say agility and stamina of this Beyblade, is really great. Well, this is of Quetzalcoatl Q2 Zerg Press Edition. Well, this is a crimson green color Beyblade, guys, like you guys can see on your screen. Definitely a must-have masterpiece, guys. With this 100% attack, we are going to get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Well, the outer ring in the Takara Tomy form is made up of rubber, but in the Hasbro form it is just plastic. But the crimson green color looks really tremendous and it is of defense type, which is like the stock color for defense. With that, here we move on to our next Beyblade. Well, the next Bey we have here is the Quetzalcoatl Q2 Zerg Press Green Edition. Well, this is just normal Quetzalcoatl, or we can say just a green color Quetzalcoatl, nothing crimson green about it, because the previous one was the green color actually. And so just with a simple attack finish, we get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app as well. So yeah, you can just get this one just by scanning the QR code, and make sure you leave a like and also subscribe to our channel, guys. With that, let's move on to our next one, guys. Let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we have is the Quetzalcoatl Q2 Ring Edge Edition. Well, from the Q alphabet, there are very few Beyblades we can see here. Well, this is the actually only one Beyblade we can see, Quetzalcoatl Q2, and all other are its recolor. So you can just give it a scan and you will get this Beyblade as well in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So definitely a must one to have. So with that, I'm going to scan out a Quad Strike Thunder Edge Bay Stadium, from where we can battle it out as well, because this is like one of the most prettiest, or we can say recent base stadium which you can use in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Well, this is Raid Luinor L6 3AD Destroyer SPM Edition. This is definitely a must-have masterpiece, as you guys know that this is Raid Luinor, and with this perfect 100% finish, we're gonna get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Well, moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is our another Beyblade from Alphabet R. Well, this is Regulus R3 5-star Tower Edition. Well, this is the stock Beyblade, and you guys can see that this is a Lion Beyblade, so Lion roars real hard. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is another Regulus R3 Beyblade, but this time we have is the 5-star Tower Green Edition. And it's a crimson green edition with some purple, or we can say pinkish fangs, which look really cool on the Beyblade. So moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Regulus R3 6 Destroy Edition, and this is in a red color. And moving on to the next one, this is really great one, guys. It's just the recolor of the Regulus one, but yeah, definitely a must-have masterpiece. Now moving on to the next one, guys, and here we have is the final evolution of Regulus Beyblade. Well, this is Regulus R6 Swipe Survival SPM Edition, and this is the final evolution of Regulus Beyblade. And moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Right Artemis A36 Zaggy, but it has a purple color, as you guys can see. But yeah, the attack power of this Beyblade is really great, so you can get this one just by scanning the QR code. Now with that, let's move on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the final evolution of Artemis Beyblade. Well, this is Right Artemis A5 Python Jagged H Edition. Okay, with that one, here comes the direct hit of the Artemis, and this direct hit gonna win our Beyblade. Now here we have is the next one, guys. Well, the next one here we have is the Roar Balkesh V7 Giga Q Edge Q Plus Momentum 10 is the full name of this Beyblade. And definitely it is a must have masterpiece. As you guys can see, it's a black and purplish color Beyblade, and obviously in the Takara Tomy form it is like one of the rarest Beyblade, guys, so you must get this one as in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we have is the Rogue Dragon D5 String Charge 2H edition. Well, black color outer ring, or we can say attack ring it has, and definitely it is a really strong Beyblade. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Roktavor Central SL edition, and with this strong hit we gonna get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Okay, so with that one, let's move on to the next one and let's see what we have here. Okay, it's another Roktavor, but this is Roktavor Heavy Survival edition. So this is also a really pretty Beyblade. It's a single layer Beyblade, we can say it, and definitely a really good one. So you can get this one and just by scanning the QR code. Moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get is the Roktavor R2 Down Edge edition. After that, here we have is the Roktavor R2 Gravity Revolve edition. So this one is like the bluish and orange color combination it has. Definitely a great Beyblade, and to get this one you just have to give it a scan to the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. After that, here we get is another Roktavor. Well, this is orange color Roktavor R2, so it's just the color combination, guys. There's nothing difference in their performance, but yeah, you can choose in between the color, whichever the color you like for your Roktavor, and just give it a scan to the QR code and you will get the Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. So that's the beauty of these Beyblades. After that, let's move on to our next one. Next one again we have is another recolor of Roktavor. Well, this is Roktavor R2 Gravity Revolve Yellow edition, guys. So 75% strong attack, and with this strong attack we're gonna get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Okay, here we have is the Roktavor R2 Ripfire Pack version. Well, this is the final Roktavor, let me tell you once again, guys, in this our Beyblade Alphabet series. So don't worry about that, just give it a scan and you will get this Ripfire Pack version in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. After that, here we get is the Roktavor R3 4 Cross Flugel Gold edition. Well, this is a Roktavor R3 which is the evolution of Roktavor R2. After that, here we get is the yellow edition, or we can say Roktavor R3 4 Cross Flugel Yellow edition. So yeah, it's more looking like a yellow, not the like the orange one, not the yellow one, but yeah, definitely a cool one to have. Moving on to the next one, guys. This is the crimson purple color of Roktavor R3. Well, crimson purple color, and to get this one you just give it a scan to the QR code and obviously you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Now with that, let's move on to the next one, guys, and let's see what we have here to offer to all of you. Okay, just simple tap, and after that, here we get is a really beautiful Roktavor. Well, this is atomic version of Roktavor R3, guys. Well, the atomic version, like you guys can see, the color is, you know, little highlighting of orange and that bluish color. After that, here we get is the Roktavor R4 11 Wedge S edition, and this is perfect 100% finish. With this perfect 100% finish, we get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. After that, here we get is the Roktavor R4 11 Wedge S Silver edition, guys. Well, this is a silver edition Roktavor and 75% damage to the Beyblade, and we're gonna get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. After that, this is our Roktavor R5 Guy Heavy Charge H edition. Well, mostly I like the color combination of this one, but part combination are not that great, just the layer is really beautiful. And after that, here we get is the Royal Genesis G5 Swipe Hybrid H edition. Well, the name was too long, but still, if you scan the QR code of this Beyblade given in the left corner of this video, you will get this Destroyer Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst app, guys. After that, let's move on to our next one. Okay, this time we have is the Rudra R412 Fusion S edition. Well, the color combination is like, you know, just the yellow and bluish color, and definitely the avatar is just super amazing. After that, here comes the final evolution of Rudra Beyblade. Well, this is Rudra R57 Linear H Edition, and it looks like a Hindu god, you know. Just a beautiful avatar, or we can say beautiful bit beast it has inside it. So that like really great. So moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Roar Belkash V7 Giga Q Gyro Q Drift Z12 edition of Roar Belkash. So this is the, you know, different color combination of Roar Belkash with the different driver. Well, it has a drift driver, which is like the rarest driver if we talk about the Beyblade Burst in Takaratomi form. And after that, here we get is the Rage Luinor Pro series version, guys. Well, it is extremely detailed and it looks as exactly as a Takaratomi Beyblade in Beyblade Burst app.
Well, this is of Spriggan Requiem, or we can say Spriggan Requiem S30 Zeta Purple Edition. Well, this is definitely a must-have masterpiece, guys. A really beautiful Beyblade, and obviously who don't want a Spriggan Requiem. So here we have, guys, the first Spriggan Requiem, the purple colorish one you can have directly by scanning the QR code here. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys, and let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we again have a Spriggan Requiem, but this time we have is the Zeta version, the original color combination version from the anime directly. So you can get this one just by scanning the QR code, and you will get this Spriggan Requiem as well. Now this is the white version of Spriggan Requiem, guys. Again, all these three Requiems are like same Beyblade, but yeah, the difference is only in their, you know, the color combination. So yeah, definitely you can have this one as well. Just by scanning the QR code, you will get this Beyblade as well in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now moving on to our next one, guys, here we get is the Spriggan S2 Knuckle Unite Silver Edition. Definitely a really beautiful Beyblade. I like the silver color combination of this Bey, and it is really great. You can directly have it by scanning the QR code. Moving on to our next one, guys, here we get is the Spriggan S2 Ripfire Pack version, and this is like really amazing, as one of the strongest Spriggan Requiem Beyblade we can say it, as this has like Ripfire Pack version. So you can use it if you have like the physical Beyblade, you can use app to control it physically. So that is the beauty of this way. Now these are two Beyblades, Spriggan S2 Yellow and Green Edition, and after that here we get is the Salamander S412 Upgrade S Edition. Well, this is a Salamander Beyblade. The, you know, the attack ring of this Beyblade is really tremendous, and the bottom part is not like super jumping because it's unstable. They had given it like in the stock combination. Now with that, let's move on to the next one. The next one we have here is the Salvage Valtryek Rashad V7 version, guys. Well, it has a really strong attack, guys. I don't know if there's a glitch in its avatar, but whenever you will hit the Beyblade, I mean the opponent Beyblade with this way, he's gonna burst it for surely. So that's the beauty of this Bey. So moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the another Salvage Valtryek, but this time we have is the Salvage Valtryek V7 SQQ Short 7 edition. Well, this is the, we can say, original color combination of Salvage Valtryek from the anime. So yeah, moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Satomb S3 2 Glaive Loop edition. Okay, so this one is the Salvage, or we can say Satomb Beyblade, well, which is a defense type Beyblade, and you can get it just by scanning the QR code. Now with that, let's move on to the next one. Next one we have here is the Satomb S3 2 Glaive Loop Black and Gold edition. So that is pretty awesome. Moving on to our next one, guys, here we get is the Satomb S3 2 Glaive Loop Red edition. Well, this is like the gorgeous Satomb, most gorgeous Satomb Beyblade you can see in the Beyblade Burst app. Just by scanning the QR code, you will get it. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Shield Kirbyus K5 Infinity Linear H edition, and this one is also really great Beyblade, guys. Moving on to the next one, here we get is the Shield Kraken K5 Hurricane Banshee H edition. Well, Banshee is the driver, so yeah, with this direct hit we're gonna get this Bey as well in our Beyblade Burst QR app. Really beautiful Bey, guys. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Silver X Zormantor J48 Fusion S Driver is the full name of this Beyblade. Well, this is Zormantor, so you can get a scan and as well as this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app.
Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Solar Sphinx S56ZH edition. So this is also a really pretty Beyblade if you see it directly. And moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Soul Belkash Paradox P Eternal 10 edition. Well, this is definitely, you should get this one, guys, because the layer of this bay is really chunky and it's one of the best and most favorite Beyblade among all. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Spear Dullahan D6 Boost Fusion SP edition. And the layer of this Beyblade is really unique, and guys, you can see it that it is really beautiful. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Spear Hyperion H6 Upper Nothingness SP edition. So yeah, with this strong attack, we're gonna get this bay as well in our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Spear Valtryek V6 Lore Universe SPM edition. So it is like really wrong Beyblade, but definitely it has that strong power which is required to burst the bay. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Sphinx S46 SL5 edition. So this is a line, or we can say a flying line Beyblade. The avatar of this Beyblade is flying line, so that is the beauty of this bay. And moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Sphinx S4 Blades Creeper S edition. Again, the avatar, or we can say bit beast, is going to be the same, the flying line for this bay. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Spiral Traptune T4 and 8 Wedge S edition. Well, the tip of this Beyblade is made up of metal, so which provides it is great balance in the base stadium, guys. So definitely you can get this one. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Spiral Traptune T4 13 Survive S edition. So this one is also a great Beyblade, guys. Just with this simple direct hit, you're gonna get this way in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Really a strong way, and you should get this one. Moving on to the next one, guys, we have here is like the previous, or we can say primitive Beyblade, a very first Burst Beyblade. Here we have is the Spryzen, and after that here we have the Spryzen Heavy Defense Yellow Side edition, and after that here we get is the Spryzen S2 edition, which is like the second gen Beyblade and which is the first gen Beyblade in the anime. So yeah, definitely a must have masterpieces, guys. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Stone Linwan L7 FQQ Zephyr Q plus Never G05 edition. So yeah, the name is really long, but it is definitely a must have masterpiece, and you should keep this one in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app catalog. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Stone Nemesis N7 Sequus Q Needle Q A05 G06 is the full name of this bay, and definitely a strong contender to beat any opponent because it is like really strong. So yeah, with that, let's move on to our next bay and let's see what we have here. Before that, let's just check out the parts of these bay. Just tremendous Beyblade, man. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Stone X Quetzalcoatl Q47 SLS edition. Well, this is like the color combination is cheetah style, we can say it, but the Beyblade, it's Quetzalcoatl. It also comes in the Q series Beyblade, but the name of this Beyblade is Stone Quetzalcoatl Q4. That is why it is added in this one. It's the final evolution of Quetzalcoatl. Moving on to our next one, guys, here we get is the Strike Valtryek V3 6 Vortex Reboot edition, and it is a really strong Beyblade, guys. Strike X Valtryek, we can say it like the evolution Beyblade, it is the strongest. So moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Super Hyperion H6 18D Exceed SPM edition, and definitely this one is also really strong Beyblade, guys. And to get this one, you just have to give it a scan to the QR code, and you will get this Beyblade as well in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So yeah, that is the beauty of this way. Now moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Super Hyperion H6 7 Exceed SP Red edition, and definitely this one is a great Beyblade. If you want a attack type one, well, you have it. Now moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Super Satomb S6 Zerg Zoning SPM edition, and this is also a Satomb Beyblade. So yeah, the avatar or bit base is going to be like the Satomb, but yeah, definitely a must have masterpiece, guys. So moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Surtur S2 Surtur S2 Spear quick addition. So definitely a great Beyblade, and with this direct hit we get this pay in our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Moving on to next one, guys. Here we get is the Sword Achilles A5 Boost Dimensioning is the full name of this pay, and it is a great Beyblade to have in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app, guys. A really best Beyblade, we can say it. Now moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get is the Sword Dragon D5 Spear Valor H Edition, and this one is also in red color. But yeah, the attack power of this Beyblade is really great, and it has a dragon inside, so you can expect the attack like really strong. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Sword Valkyrie String P Extreme Retsu Edition. Well, this is Tech Levianth L57 Zephyrus H Edition, and this is a great Beyblade to have, guys, because of its shape and powerful hitting. It becomes a really great Beyblade to have. Like you guys can see, it can drone another's Beyblade. It is a balanced type Beyblade and a really great one to have. With that one, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is the Thrones X Mini Boros M40 Needle S Edition. Well, this is a Mini Boros Beyblade, but the name goes like Thronos X Mini Boros M4. So yeah, it is a really great Beyblade as well. A great hitter because of the horns of the, that bull. It becomes a really great Beyblade and a strong one to have. Moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get is a Trap Tune Beyblade. Well, this is Tide Trap Tune T3 8 Bump Edge Edition, and it is a great Beyblade, guys, because of its power and supremely great balance. It becomes a really great one to have in your Beyblade Burst Paylogger, or we can say. With that one, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is the Tornado X Yagrion Y4Y Fusion S is the full name of this Beyblade. Well, the shadings of this Beyblade looks like a zebra if I am not wrong, but it is a dragon, or we can say it is a that environmental dragon, something like that. So yeah, it is definitely a very good Beyblade to have. With that one, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have is the Trap Tune Heavy Claw Red Edition. A really great Bey, but the single layer only. It is a single layer Beyblade, but definitely it is a Trap Tune one, so it has a great balance inside it. So yeah, you can get this one to keep it in your Beyblade Burst Paylogger. Moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the yellow version of Trap Tune Heavy Claw. Well, this is the yellow version, and it is also a single layer Beyblade. Definitely a great one to have. With this perfect 100% finish, we gonna get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Now here we get is a hard hitter Beyblade, guys. Well, this is Triumph Dibolos D6 4th Universe SPM Edition. It is a very long Beyblade, and it is like the Magma Dragon Beyblade, guys. A really strong one, and you must keep this one in your Beyblade Burst Paylogger because it has a really great attack and a must one to have in your Paylogger. With that one, let's move on to our next one, guys. So here we have is another heavy hitter Beyblade, guys. Well, this is Triumph Dragon D6 Armed Charge Metal SPM Edition. A really heavy Beyblade and a strong one to have in your Beyblade Burst Paylogger. It is the Beyblade of Dante, who is the owner of a Dragon Beyblade in Beyblade Burst anime. So yeah, you can directly get it just by scanning the QR code. Now with that, let's move on to the next one, guys, and let's see what we have here. Okay, this time we have here is the Turbo Achilles A400 Dimension S Blue Edition. Well, this is a Turbo Achilles, so yeah, a really strong Beyblade to have in your Beyblade Burst catalog, guys. Like really strong, and a balanced type Beyblade as well, and this is the recolor of that Turbo Achilles. So yeah, with that color complexion, you can as well like this Beyblade. With that one, let's move on to our next one, guys. Now here we have is the stock combination or stock color combination of Turbo Achilles A400 Dimension S red version, and it is also a really great Beyblade, a great balanced type Beyblade actually. It can change modes as well if you have it in real life as well. Then it can change to like attack and stamina as well. With that, let's move on to our next one, guys. Now here we have is the Turbo Sprison S40 Vol Zeta S version for a Beyblade. Well, this is a Spriggan Beyblade which came with the Beyblade as Turbo Edition, or we can say Beyblade Burst Turbo Season, by which you can just with the scan get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Now the next one here we have is the Turbo Beltriac V3 Zenith Evolution Beyblade, guys. So this is a Beltriac Beyblade, well, Turbo Beltriac Beyblade, which comes in the Beyblade Turbo series. So yeah, just with the scan to the QR code, you will also get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quartz app. Now with that, let's move on to the next one, guys. The next time we have here is the Typhoon T4 for Defense S Edition. Well, this is lava snake version of the Beyblade, and the avatar is really strong here. Okay, the moving on to our next one, now we have is the Typhoon T5. Well, this is the evolution of Typhoon T4, and it is also a really strong Beyblade to have, guys. One must keep this Beyblade in Beyblade Burst Quartz app. With this perfect 100% finish, we're gonna get this Beyblade in our Bay locker. With that one, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one here we have is the Tyros T2 Infinity Zephyr S Edition. So it is a Tyros Beyblade, single layer Beyblade, guys, in front of you. And to get this one, you just have to give it a scan to the QR code, and you will get this Beyblade definitely in your Beyblade Burst Quartz app. So yeah, Tyros T2, here we go. Moving on to the next one, guys. Here comes the final evolution of Tyros Beyblade. Well, this is Tyros T6 Magnum Dimensioning SPM Edition, and this is also a really strong Beyblade, as it is the final evolution of Tyros Beyblade. So to get this one, you just have to give it a scan to the QR code when in your Beyblade Burst Quartz app. Well, this is a balanced type Beyblade and a really strong one to have in your Beyblade Burst Bay logo. Moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Tidal Pandora P8, guys. So it came in the time of Beyblade Burst Quartz Strike, and it is one of the strongest Beyblade you can find nearby in Beyblade Burst app. So to get this one, you just have to give the scan to the QR code, and you will get this strong attack type Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Quartz app. Moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Twisted Pandora P8 Beyblade, guys. So this one also a Twisted Pandora Beyblade, but definitely it is a strong Beyblade, guys. It also came in the time of Beyblade Burst Quartz Strike, and with this strong 100% finish, we're gonna get this Beyblade in a Beyblade Burst Quartz Strike.
This is of Unicrest Ring Defense green color version. Well, this is a single layer Beyblade, guys, as you guys can see, and it is of green color, and it has like this unicorn Beyblade avatar inside it, which is like a really hard hitter, and with the just one hit he can burst any Beyblade. With that one, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is the Unicrest Ring Defense orange version, guys. Well, this is the same Unicrest, just there's a difference in their color combination, and rest all parts are same, and the attack power of the unicorn is also the same. So yeah, with this direct hit, we're gonna get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst Quartz app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is the Unicrest U2 Down Needling Blue Edition, guys. Definitely one of the strongest masterpiece, and to get this one, you just have to give it a scan to the QR code, and you will get this Beyblade as well in your Beyblade Burst Quartz app. As you guys can see, Unicrest U2 is a defense type Beyblade, so yeah, anyone fan of defense type base, well, here you get a Unicrest for yourself, guys. So with that one, let's move on to our next one, guys, and let's see what we have here. So this time we have is the Unicrest U2 Upper Zaggy Edition. Well, this is of red in color, and definitely a really great one Beyblade to have in your Beyblade Burst catalog, guys. Only the color combination of this Bey is different than the previous one, and the rest are all similar to that one. So yeah, you can get this three color as well just by scanning the QR code. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys, and let's see what we have here. So this time we have is the Union Achilles Convert P Extend Plus Retsu Edition. Well, this is one of the most gorgeous looking Beyblade you can see in your Beyblade Burst Quartz app. Like you guys can see, it is highly detailed, and with this sword we gonna get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst Quartz app. Really a strong Beyblade, guys, and a must one to have in your Beyblade Burst app, guys. Moving on to the next one, guys, we got another Union Achilles A5. Well, this is Convert Extender H Edition. Well, the base of this, Beyblade is like little high, but yeah, it is definitely a good Beyblade to have in your Beyblade Burst app. So to get this one, you just have to give it a scan to the QR code, and you can get this Beyblade as well in your Beyblade Burst Quartz app. So definitely a must one to have and keep in your Beyblade Burst catalog. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys, and let's see what we have here. Okay, so this time we have is the Unicrest
or we can say Union Achilles if I convert Extender H Red Edition. Well, this is also the same, just it is the red edition, but the original color of the Beyblade, or we can say Unicrest, is actually red, so there's nothing difference in their color combination. So moving on to our next one, guys, here we get is the green color Union Valtryek V5 Arm Destroyer H edition. Well, this is of green in color and definitely a great Beyblade to have in your Beyblade Burst app. Well, the shape of this Beyblade looks like the Union Achilles, but actually it is a Union Valtryek V5. So yeah, Valtryek Beyblade, guys, you can see here directly. With that one, let's move on to our next one and let's see what we have here. Okay, so this time we have is the Unicrest U2 Down Needle Red Edition. Obviously a great Beyblade to have in your Beyblade Burst catalog. As you guys can see, it is one of the recolor version of that Unicrest Beyblade, and to get this one you just have to give it a scan to the QR code and you can get this Beyblade as well in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. So definitely a great way to have. So yeah, Unicrest U2 Down Needle Red Edition here we get in our Beyblade Burst catalog. With that one, let's move on to our next one, guys, and let's see what we have here. So this time we have is the Ultimate Evo Valtryek V7. Well, at their time we can say it is one of the strongest attack type at that time, and to get this one you just have to give the scan to the QR code and you will get this bay as well in your Beyblade Burst catalog. It has like this red tip and we can say attack ring is all blue with some golden highlightings over it, and it looks really crazy great, man. Like it has that Karma disc around inside, like which provides the weight to the Beyblade, and attack power of this bay is really tremendous. And to get this one you just have to give the scan to the QR code and you will get this bay as well in your Beyblade Burst catalog. So a really great Beyblade to have. So this is the low mode of it, and high mode I just showed you. So these are both the modes which can be used to operate this Beyblade. Moving on to our next one, guys, here we get is the Ultimate Valtryek V8 version, guys. Well, this is also a really strong Beyblade and a really great bay to have because it is the strongest attack type Beyblade to have or you will get ever in Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. So yeah, it has also like that blue outer ring, but the highlightings are made up of red color, and the base and the ring are everything is different here. So yeah, attack power of this Beyblade is really up to the mark, and you can definitely get this one just by scanning the QR code. Well, this is of Vanish Cobra C7. Diagron Q Assault Q plus Defense G05 is the full name of this Beyblade, and the color combination they use to make this bay is really tremendous and it looks phenomenal while it spins. So yeah, it is a defense type Beyblade, and by just scanning the QR code you can get this bay. Like this is the high mode of this Beyblade, and you can change it to the low mode, which is like the most favorable or popular one. With that one, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is the Vanish Fafnir F7 Tapered Q Extend Plus Q plus Kick 3 is the full name of this Beyblade, and it is a Vanish Fafnir, guys, like one of the most popular Beyblade we can say it ever released in Beyblade Burst Quad Drive. Like while it was releasing now, there was a lots of fuzz regarding, and we can say it was really supremely hyped, guys. So one of the greatest Beyblade, or we can say most popular bay, stamina type bay, and the best one. Moving on to our next one, guys, here we get is the Valtryek Spread Survive Red Wing Edition. So this is the very first Valtryek ever made till now, and you can get it directly in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Just to keep it as a vintage memorabilia, just scan the QR code and you will get this bay in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is the Valtryek Spread Survive Yellow Wing Edition. Like the previous one, it has the yellow wings which you can clearly see on the screen, and after that here we get is the Valtryek Spread Survive Black Edition, guys. So yeah, it is a rare one, and to get this one you just have to give it a scan to the QR code. With that one, here comes our evolution of Valtryek. Well, this is Valtryek V2 Boost Variable Blue Edition, guys. So this is the very first Valtryek which came in the anime first, so you can get it just by scanning the QR code and you will get this way in your Beyblade Burst Quad Strike app. So yeah, definitely a great Beyblade to have. Moving on to our next one, guys, here we get is the Valtryek V2 Boost Variable Ruby Edition. So it looks really phenomenal and really shining, as you guys can see on your screen. So yeah, really a great Beyblade to have, guys. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get another recolor version of Valtryek V2. Well, this is Valtryek V2 Boost Variable Silver Edition. Definitely a must-have masterpiece. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Valtryek V2 Boost Variable Silver Wing Edition. So yeah, as you guys can see, it has the silver wings outside of the layer of this Beyblade, which is the attack ring, and definitely it is a must-have bay, guys, because of the looks of this bay. Moving on to the next one, guys, now we have another recolor version of Valtryek V2. Well, this is Valtryek V2 Boost Variable Yellow Wing Edition. I don't see anything yellow in it, but yeah, they say it's a yellow wing, so I had written it down. Moving on to the next one, guys, here we get is the Valtryek V2 Limited Unite Edition. So it is also a blackish in color, but yeah, it has that Unite driver, that is why it's given Unite. Moving on to the next one, guys, now we have the final Valtryek V2 of this video. Well, this is Valtryek V2 Ripfire Pack version, and if you have this bay like in physically, then you can control that Beyblade by using it in Beyblade Burst QR app as well, and you can control the spin of the bay. So that is pretty awesome if you use it like that. Moving on to the next one, now we have is the Venom Devolos T5 Vanguard Bullet IH Edition. And what a great Beyblade this one is, guys. So yeah, just with the scan to the QR code, you can get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. So yeah, it is a meteor lava, we can say it. The bit waste is really crazy amazing. So great Beyblade, attack type Beyblade. Now with that, let's move on to the next one. So the next one we have here is the Vex Dragon D6 380 Needling SPM Edition is the full name of this way, and definitely this is a great Beyblade. Like you guys can see, it is a dragon Beyblade, a Vex Dragon Beyblade, guys. So to get this one, just have to give it a scan to the QR code, and you can get this defensive Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst Paylogger, or you can say catalog. Moving on to the next one, guys, let's see what we have here. So this time we have is the Vex Lucius L6 2D Mobius SPM Edition. Well, this is the Lucifer Beyblade, we can say variant Lucifer, you say it in the Takaratomi form, and in the Hasbro form you can say it Vex Lucius L6. Now with that, let's move on to the next one and let's see what we have here. Well, this is the defense type Beyblade, like you guys can see. Well, the next one we have here is the Viper Hydrax H6 Python Coil H Edition. Whoa man, the name is really long, and that devil look on the front of this bay is like really crazy destroying. Like you guys can see it in your screen. Well, that looks like a pure devil. So yeah, Viper Hydrax, here we go. Moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is a Valtryek V2 once again. Well, this is the Boost Variable Red version. So there is no difference in their parts, just the difference in the color combination, like you guys can see directly on your screen. And by scanning this, you can get 3 free drivers. So yeah, you can get all these just by scanning a single QR code. Now moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Venom Devolos Pro Series version. So this is a Pro Series version of Venom Devolos, and definitely it is a great Beyblade to have in your Beyblade Burst catalog. Well, this is a Pro Series version, that is why it is highly detailed and it looks crazy beautiful. I like the shape of this Beyblade. Attack ring is really phenomenal. Moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Variant Lucius Pro Series version. So this is the highly detailed Variant Lucius, or we can also say Takaratomi 1 Variant Lucifer. So this is the beauty of this Beyblade, guys. Just you have to give it a scan to the QR code and you will get this highly detailed Variant Lucius in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Really phenomenal Beyblade, guys. So if we look at the parts of this Beyblade, it has like strong and really thick outer ring, and the tip is like defensive layer. That is why it is a great defense type Beyblade, guys. So to get this one, you just have to give it a scan to the QR code. Well, this is Wizard Fafnir F5 Ratchet Rise Edition. Well, this is a Fafnir Beyblade, so it's going to have great stamina inside it and amazing Beyblade, guys. Just to get this Beyblade, you just have to give it a scan to the QR code, which is given in the left corner of this video, and with the scan you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now if we move on to our another Beyblade, or we can say next Beyblade, well, this is also a Wizard Fafnir, but the parts of this Fafnir are different from the previous one. Well, this is Wizard Fafnir Ratchet P Rise Zen Edition. So yeah, it looks more like Pro Series Beyblade because of the detailings, but yeah, definitely a great pay. Now after that, guys, here we get another Wizard, but this is Wizard Luinor L5 Upper Linear H Edition. So yeah, the color combination of this way is really the pattern like, or we can say it's really bright because of that yellow and bluish color combination, but still it's a good way. After that, moving on to the next one, here we get is the Wonder Valtryek V4 12 Volcanic S edition. Well, this is a Wonder Valtryek Beyblade, guys, and definitely one of the best Beyblade in the Beyblade Burst QR Strike app, because it's a attack type Beyblade. It's not too powerful as of a attack type, but yeah, still a great way. After that, here comes our recolor version of Wonder Valtryek. Well, this is Wonder Valtryek V4 12 Volcanic S Dark Blue Color Edition, guys. So yeah, it is a pretty crazy Beyblade, so just give it a scan to the QR code and you will get this way in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Now with that, let's move on to the next one, guys. Now the next one we have here is the Wonder Valtryek V4 12 Volcanic S Gold version. And finally with that, here we have is the World Evo Helios H6 Outer Charge Metal SPM Edition. So yeah, the driver of this Beyblade is made up of metal, and because of that, the Beyblade is crazy heavy and a really great way to battle in the Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So yeah, it is a attack type Beyblade, as you guys can see. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. So here we have our another Beyblade, which is like one of the most hyped Beyblade if we talk about the previous ones. Well, this is World's Prison S6, guys, limited night SPM edition, and a great Beyblade, guys. Just give it a scan to the QR code and you will get this pay as well in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is the Wraith Trigger 2 Fusion S edition. Well, Wraith Trigger, just the black color combination of this bay is phenomenal. It is a crazy great Beyblade. Just give it a scan and you will get this bay as well. Moving on to the next one, guys. Now we have is the Wrath Fafnir F4 Tapered Q Spiral Q Flugel 2 is the full name of this Beyblade. Well, it is the color combination, different color combination of that Vanish Fafnir, because you can interchange it with that Fafnir as well as in the Wrath Fafnir. Moving on to the next one, guys. Now we have is the Y1. Well, this is a single layer Beyblade, guys. As you guys can see, this is Y1 Armed Massive Edition, and definitely with this perfect 100% finish, we're gonna get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Really a great way, guys. Moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Y1 W2 Vertical Massive Edition. So yeah, great Beyblade. Obviously it is a dual layer Bey, but yeah, the very, or we can say first Beyblade which presented in the anime if we talk about the Y1s. But yeah, the previous one is just the anime version, sorry, the comic version, but this is the anime version. Now after that, here we get is the Y1W2 Boost Jaggy Orange Edition. Well, yellow and orange combination here you guys can see, and with this perfect 100% finish, we're gonna get this Beyblade in a Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So yeah, it is a very bright Beyblade and a great recolor combination. Moving on to the next one, guys. Here we have is the Y1W2 Vertical Massive Purple version. This is the purple version, guys, or we can say it is the stock Beyblade combination of Y1W2. So to get this one, just have to get a scan to the QR code and you will get this way in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So yeah, really great way, guys. Moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Y1W2 Vertical Massive Silver Edition. So yeah, it is a crimson silver color edition of Y1W2. A great Beyblade. The parts of this Beyblade are similar to the stock Beyblade combination. Just the color combination of this Beyblade is like chrome finish, so that looks pretty cool. After that, here we get is the Rip Fire Pack version of Y1W2. Well, this Beyblade you can control the real life Beyblade in between by using the app. This app, Beyblade Burst QR Strike app, and then you can control the physical Beyblade in your base stadium. Moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get is the Y1W3 2 Glaive Trance Edition. Well, this is the upgrade of Y1W2 and it is a great Beyblade with this perfect 100% finish. Mostly I like the color combination and the parts of this Bey because it is crazy, really great Beyblade, guys. A balanced type one, as you guys can see. Moving on to the next one, guys. Now we have is the Atomic Black version of Y1. So this is Y1W3 Atomic Black version, and you guys can see the animation they used to make this Bey. It is pretty cool Beyblade, guys, and I like the parts combination they used to make this Bey. Moving on to the next one, guys. Now we have is the Y1W3 4 Glaive Atomic Gold version, guys. So this is the gold version of Y1W3. Well, it is free here, so just give it a scan to the QR code and you will get this gold for free. Y1W3. With that one, let's move on to the next one and let's see what we have here. Okay, so next we have here is, well, this is the stock color combination of Y1W3. Well, this is Y1W3 4 glaive atomic purple edition, and to get this way you just have to give it a scan to the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Now with that, let's move on to the next one, guys. So the next one we have here is the Y1W6 Yell Needling SPM edition. This is the final evolution of Y1 Beyblade, and this is the Y1W6, guys. So yeah, pretty basic Beyblade if we see it from first look, but yeah, it is the final evolution of Y1. So yeah, pretty cool Beyblade. Now after that, let's move on to the next one, guys. Finally we have here is the Wrath Cobra C7 Aquarian Q Spiral Q Plus Defense G07 is the full name of this Beyblade, and it has like this red, golden and black color combination, and in between it is like dragons are made on the Beyblade, so that looks pretty cool and dangerous at the same time. Now with that, let's move on to the next one, guys. So the next one we have here is the World Knight K8 QR code. Well, this is the World Knight Beyblade, guys. So yeah, final evolution of Knight Beyblade, or we can say Air Knight Beyblade. Well, this is Excalius X4. Well, a really amazing Beyblade and a hard hitter Beyblade, guys. One of the strongest Beyblade, and you can just get it by scanning the QR code. So give it a scan to the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst app. So yeah, with this 75% damage finish, we're gonna get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is Excalius X3 Shining Edition. So yeah, it is a really beautiful Beyblade, as you guys can see, a shining edition of Excalius X3, and just with the scan and a simple finish to opponent's way, we're gonna get this Beyblade in our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So yeah, let's move on to our next one, guys. Next one we have here is the Ruby edition. I already have it in my Beyblade Burst catalog. So yeah, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is the Excalius X3 Iron Red edition. Well, I like the color formation of this Beyblade. Like you guys can see, it is highly balanced, like they had used blue and red color to make this band. It looks phenomenal with that yellow crown golden Excalibur. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is the Iron edition. So Excalius X3 Iron edition here we get, guys. Well, this is just another recolor of Excalius X3, and to get this one you just have to give it a scan to the QR code and you will definitely get this way in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. So yeah, with this perfect 100% finish, we get this way in our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is Excalius X2 Magnum Ruby edition. So yeah, red and silver in color, and definitely a great Beyblade, guys. Just give it a scan and you will get this way as well in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Really amazing way. One of the first Beyblade which is presented in the Beyblade Burst anime. So this is Excalius X2, and definitely a great way. Moving on to the next one, guys. Here we get another recolor of Excalius X2. Well, this is Magnum Silver edition, guys. Like you guys can see, it is a chromium finish Beyblade, and definitely it looks really premium and rare. So to get this one, you just have to give it a scan to the QR code and you will get this way as well in your Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is the basic, or we can say stock Beyblade combination, stock color combination of Excalius X2, guys. Well, this is Excalius X2 Magnum Red edition, and with this simple damaging finish, we get this way as well in our Beyblade Burst QR Strike app. Moving on to our next one, guys. Here we get another Excalius Beyblade. Well, this has really great detailings, as you guys can see. It looks like it is a Pro Series Beyblade because of all those stickers and all. It looks as exactly as like the detailing of Takara Tomy one. So yeah, definitely a great way to have. Moving on to the next one, guys. This time we have is the Excalius X2 Knuckle Impact White edition. So yeah, they had used black and white color combination to make this way, and definitely the color combination is really good of the layer, and to get this one you just have to give it a scan to the QR code. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is the Excalius Force Extreme Gold edition. So yeah, it look more like a yellow one, but the layer is made up of gold, so that is why they had used the verdict of gold, Excalius Force Extreme Gold version. Moving on to the next one, guys, and let's see what we have here. So this time we have here is the Excalius Force Extreme Red Edition. Well, this is the stock Beyblade color combination if we say about the Excalius one. So to get this one, just have to give it a scan to the QR code, and you will definitely get this way as well in your Beyblade Burst QR app. So yeah, great Beyblade, guys. Moving on to the next one, guys. Now we have is the Zyphoid Excalibur X8. Well, a really hard hitting Beyblade and the strongest attack type Beyblade. We can say this pay is really phenomenal, guys. It's the Zyphoid Excalibur X8, the final evolution of Excalius Beyblade. So yeah, a great Beyblade, guys. Just give it a scan to the QR code. Like you guys can see that attack bar stats. Well, it's just phenomenal, and this is the high mode of this pay, and we can directly change it to the low mode, and this is the low mode of this pay. So yeah, both modes are really great, and to get them you just have to give it a scan to the QR code and you will get them. Moving on to the next one, guys. Now we have is the Excalius Power Speed Launcher. So this is the Power Speed Launcher, guys, which comes with the Excalius X8, and to get this one just have to give it a scan to the QR code and you will get this power launcher as well in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Moving on to the next one, guys. Now we have is the Zyphoid Knight K8, guys. Well, this is also a Zyphoid Beyblade, but yeah, it is a Knight Beyblade. We can say Knight K8. Well, Zyphoid layer they used to make this way, and because of that, it has a great attack power. So to get this one, just have to give it a scan to the QR code, and you will get this Ring Edge Edition. Well, this is the first Beyblade from Alphabet by QR code. Well, as you guys can see, this is a very basic Beyblade, but the design looks really crazy good, as the color combination they had used the orange color and like also the green color, so it looks like Avatar or Bitwist is from the dinosaur era. So yeah, that is pretty awesome and really strong. The very first one, here comes Yagrion Ring Edge Edition. Well, this is a stamina type Beyblade, guys. As you guys can see, it has a great stamina inside of it. So yeah, for the stamina type lovers, well, this is for you guys. Moving on to the next one, guys. Now we have is the Yagrion Y2 Gravity Edge Grey Edition. So in between the video, let me tell you guys, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe to our channel. And now let's move on to our QR code, or we can say Beyblade. Well, this is of Yagrion Y2 Gravity Edge Grey Edition. So this is a grey Beyblade. Yagrion Y2 is the evolution of the previous Yagrion, and definitely it is a stamina type bay, so you can just get it by scanning the QR code. Moving on to our next one, guys. Now we have is the recolor version of Yagrion Y2. Well, this is Yagrion Y2 Gravity Survive Green Edition. So yeah, just scan the QR code and you will get the green color of the Beyblade for yourself. Moving on to our next one, guys. Now we have is the gold version, or we can say yellow green version. Well, actually it is a crimson yellow green version, guys. As you guys can see, it is really shining, and all the parts are similar to the Yagrion, but only difference is in the color combination. So if you like this color, you can just get it by scanning the QR code. Well, this is of Z Achilles A48 Prevail as Black Edition. So this is Z Achilles, guys, black in color and a really beautiful Beyblade. And to get this one, just have to give it a scan to the QR code. Well, the parts of this bay are different from the stock Beyblade combination of Z Achilles, so you can get the parts as well. Well, moving on to the next one, let's see what we have here to offer to all of you. So with that one, here comes the next one, guys. The next one we have here is the Z Achilles A411 Extend S Dark Red Edition. So the parts of this bay are similar to the stock Beyblade combination of Z Achilles, just there is difference in their color combination. As you guys can see, the layer of this Beyblade is made up of red color and the rest part is blue as well as metal. So moving on to the next one, guys. Now we get is the stock Beyblade combination of Z Achilles A4. Well, this is Z Achilles A411 Extend S Red and Grey Edition. A really great Beyblade, guys, and now you are getting it in stock Beyblade combination, which you'll see in the anime. So to get this one, you just have to give it a scan to the QR code and you will get this Beyblade as well in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is Rip Fire Pack version. So this version you can control original physical Beyblade while you are playing with Rip Fire Pack version in the Beyblade X game. So that is the, not actually the Beyblade X game, but the Beyblade Burst game, like Beyblade Burst app. So moving on to the next one, now let's see what we have here. This time we have is the Zeutron Z2 Infinity Weight Black Edition. So yeah, it is a black edition of Zeutron. Well, Zeutron is a really great Beyblade, guys. Like you guys can see, it has a great stamina inside it, and to get this one just have to give it a scan to the QR code and you will get this bay as well in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Wow man, this is a stamina type bay actually. So moving on to the next one, now we have is the another Zeutron Beyblade, but this time it's a Onyx Black edition, and this Beyblade is like really black, crimson black we can say the color of this Beyblade. And with this perfect 100% finish, we're gonna get this bay as well in our Beyblade Burst QR app. 75% damage and Beyblade, here we go. Moving on to our next one, guys. Now we have is the Zone Belkash B58-Spyro H edition. Well, this is the Zone Belkash and the layer is really phenomenal, guys. Mostly I like the layer of this Beyblade because of those two dragons which are like, you know, hungry for hunt. So that are really amazing, guys, for this Beyblade. And to get this one just have to give the scan to the QR code. Well, this is a attack type Beyblade as you guys can see. Now with that, let's move on to our next bay, guys. Well, this is Zone Belkash B5 Python Destroyer H version. Well, it has also the same layer which we saw in the previous Beyblade, so the attack power of this Beyblade is going to be really phenomenal. And to get this one just have to give the scan to the QR code and you will get this bay as well in your Beyblade Burst QR app. This Beyblade is also a attack type bay. Moving on to our next one, guys. Now we get is the Zone Fafnir F5 Gravity Revolver H edition. Blue and metal color they are used to make this bay, and it has different parts. So to get this one just have to give it a scan to the QR code, and the parts of this bay are different from the previous ones as it is a new Beyblade. Like you guys can see, Zone Fafnir, still it's a attack type bay, so that makes it really phenomenal. Moving on to our next one, guys. Now we have is the Zone Luinor L5 Drake Spyro H version, and it has a purple tip and the layer is made up of whitish color and with some metal dragon heads, so that makes it really phenomenal. And to get this one just have to give it a scan to the QR code and you will get this way as well in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys, and let's see what we have here. Okay, so this is also a attack type Beyblade, guys. Moving on to the next one, now we have is the Zoy Luinor Blitz P Extend Plus Metsu edition. Well, this is the most detailed Zoy Luinor which you will see in the Beyblade Burst app, as it is a Pro Series version, so it has like full detailing as like the Takara Tomy version. So to get this one you just have to give the scan to the QR code and you will get this Beyblade in your Beyblade Burst QR app. It is a really strong Beyblade, guys, and it is a balanced type Beyblade, but the layer and the parts are really phenomenal. Now with that, let's move on to our next one, guys. So the next one we have here is the final evolution of Achilles base. Well, this is Zeal Achilles A8, guys. Like you guys can see, it is a really beautiful Beyblade as it is fully made up of red color and with some metal and blue highlightings. It makes this bay really looking beautiful. And to get this one you just have to give it a scan to the QR code which is given in the left corner of this video, and it is a balanced type Beyblade, so it has a really great balance inside it and you won't regret getting this in your Beyblade Burst QR app. Well, this was the low mode and now let's change it to the high mode. Well, this is the high mode of this Beyblade and it increases the burst power of this Beyblade, which is like really phenomenal, but it looks great in the low mode.